City because that's the best film ever made.
What's Dark City about?
Jesus
Another
Christ.
country second.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I know a lot of people that would disagree, like 99% of the people on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is a movie.
Yeah, but Bill's
It's a twisted movie.
It is a movie.
but Bill's got a sick kind of like.
He likes to like tell you he likes things that you know are it's going to be
That's
disturbing.
true. Yeah,
No.
that's true.
You've seen it, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a
but
great movie.
It's a good movie,
It's a good
but it's
Great.
not Gross Point Blank great though. That's
But
the
it's
thing.
good.
It's good, but it's not
Grosse Point
great.
Blank isn't even great. It's a good movie.
It's
just
amazing.
kinda like one of
Grosse
those
Point Blank
cult
is like
classic
the
type
best movie
ones.
ever made in the history of film. But I also said that about Godzilla.
Yeah,
so.
Godzilla minus
The
one.
new Godzilla is so good.
It is really
And
good.
sometimes a
Oh.
movie becomes iconic just because of what happens around your life at the same time. Like the year I got a BB gun for Christmas was the same year Christmas Story came out.
Yeah.
That
That's
type
fair.
of thing, yeah.
Kenneth Branagh's Henry V.
I don't have my shoe.
It should be in there somewhere.
No,
huh?
it's not.
Well, you want to go look in her backpack? Maybe it fell out. I just grabbed it and slid it out.
Nah.
She's saying,
Yeah.
In front of everyone.
Yeah.
That's how babies happen.
That's how illegitimate babies happen.
All right, Angel needs to find the black market leader.
yep, there
Black market bleeder.
Yes, the black
Lead
market
detector
surgeon known as
or
the
a
bleeder could
Or are you
find
like
a
looking
body
for
to
like
use
somebody
science.
to donate blood?
What? Huh?
You said bleeder. I was like,
As in the lead detector.
okay. Well, that's the bleed detector is different
So,
than I think a bleeder.
We need to find a body to be used for science.
No, it's like we thought that maybe he might know something about what's going on.
Yes, there's a black market surgeon that goes by the nickname the Bleeder,
Gotcha.
and
Oh,
he's the
alright.
one that if you want to get corpses to do illicit things with, he's the guy that you seek out,
So
and he's known in the underground as the Bleeder.
Does that make him an exsanguination specialist? Go for vocabulary.
Jesus Christ. Quit letting him check the calendar before he comes over.
Hey,
Calendar of words.
I used to be a really good Scrabble player.
You
Now
still
I probably just is like mediocre.
Mediocrity, the great definition of all generation.
Hey,
Well,
As long as
that,
it's
like-
not idiocracy.
Yeah,
No, that's a
is-
documentary.
It is. That's where we're headed.
I'm
We're
waiting
there.
For,
It's
I'm,
on
waiting
the
for,
highest
Fucking there, bro.
I'm waiting for my T-shirt on a toilet paper
Come on
roll. That's what
now.
I'm waiting
Terry
for.
Crews is
I wanna
way
get up-
cooler than Biden.
I want to get up in the morning and I want to, you
I
know,
wasn't thinking of Biden though.
That was effective.
I want to get up and pull my T-shirt off a roll in the kitchen and just put it on. And it says "Bro Dude" on it.
And wear Crocs 24/7.
Yeah, we're Crocs all the
Did
time.
you
Shop
hear
show.
about the story of that one? One of the set dress the costume people saw those and thought they were so stupid.
They put them in the
They
movie.
put them in the
And then they
movie.
did-
Oh, that's
What's
funny.
that?
And that's what made them the iconic things that they freaking are.
That's
What
funny.
did they put in?
Crocs.
Oh, Crocs.
Everybody
The
wears
shoes.
Crocs in that movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they don't know how to tie their shoes.
Yeah.
Ironically, my two middle children don't know how to tie their shoes.
Fucking
So that explains a great deal.
Didn't you teach him the bunny method?
All the lost skills.
They're 13 and almost 12.
The bunny method.
They're almost 14 and
Almost
almost 12.
14.
And they still don't know how to
Almost
tie their
12.
own shoes.
And they will not listen to you when you try to
You
teach
need to
them
get
how
them into
to.
scouting and they'll be
They're-
okay.
No, I told them.
Perfectly fine not knowing how to tie
I
them
pretty
up.
much tell them all the time that they should just, if they want to learn something, go on YouTube.
They're
With the
perfectly
great
fine
existential
not knowing.
parentage.
It is
YouTube.
actually really good, especially like
tried.
if you're doing like mechanic work on a car, because
Yes,
you can
they're
see
More
your
importantly,
actual car.
YouTube speaks their language. Like I don't speak their language. YouTube speaks their language, and they actually listen to YouTube. So when Brielle gets stuck on a math problem, she'll YouTube it. She gets, if Jameson wants to learn about something, he'll YouTube it. Now my generation Googled it. Their generation YouTubes it.
I don't even
TikTok.
think
They
I
need a
googled
video.
it.
They can't just read the words.
Yeah.
Because most
Which is perfect
They've
because you're
gone
all
from
going to be plugged into
visual
VR
to-
headsets eventually, and that's going to be existence.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
somebody
Ready
was saying
Player
the
One?
new Apple
I'm
ones
ready
are
for the
just
Oasis.
like
Yeah.
I watched that last night.
I love
Finally.
that movie. I love the book.
Which
better,
one?
But I love Ready
Ready
Player
Player
One.
One.
Book is really good.
I'm ready for the Oasis. Plug me in.
You want to read a good book? Read Fight Club.
Really?
original
Yes.
Fight Club?
Yes.
The book is better than the movie.
Oh. What's your banana? No, it's
Give me
kidding.
some muscles.
No,
There's a lot
no.
of blue
I'm an
dice.
adventurer.
Then you base-
I'm playing an adventurer because all you guys are playing nerds.
Explore.
Yeah, I'm an explorer.
Explore.
I was gonna do a professor, but then there's like a bunch of people who have professory kind of
There's one person that has a professor.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
doctor, professor, nerds. We need people that can also break jaws and like.
He's an
whip people to death.
ex-soldier with PTSD.
There we go.
Magician.
Does anyone else like Samoas?
I've never been to the island, but I heard it's a cool place to go.
That's where my little brother lives.
In Samoa?
And small.
America Samoa.
Buster Calliope.
Buster Calliope. Buster H. Calliope. You gotta put the H in there. My middle name is Hyman.
How about Licks McCracken?
That's the funnest part about, characters. Making up the name. Licks McCracken.
My name's Licks McCracken.
Yeah, Felix the Kraken. I like
And if you
that.
joke, I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah. You should.
Doobie McDuberson.
I get a peppermint patty.
We'll try one of those.
These and the thin ones are my favorite.
Yeah, but Samoas have coconut in them, right? Yeah, I can't do coconut. Man, the texture drives me
I'm
nuts.
not a big fan of it.
It just doesn't make any sense that there's a
What?
cookie out there with a thing on it that tastes like you're chewing paper.
Leather
Like
and
snowballs?
toenail clippings.
Well,
Yeah, but I don't know what toenail clippings taste like, so I'm gonna leave that to you,
They're
buddy.
good.
I like the Not really.
It's just keratin.
It's like chewing paper.
we'll see. I like the
Let's just say
Mounds
they both
candy
eat
bars.
bodies.
So I know that's all
Brownie.
coconut. You don't.
Brownie.
Well, the worst part is I like the taste.
Brownie.
That's what
I just don't like the texture. It feels like I'm chewing on
brownie?
paper.
Yeah.
When I chew it.
No.
I'm not a big fan of coconut
I'm just
myself.
thinking
but the Samoas have
time
enough
period.
caramel to kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
offer that.
To
Oh,
compensate
yeah.
for the nastiness.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Oh, I'm already brown. Never mind.
I'm not a fan of coconut, but I like it in these.
It sounds good.
But I hate almond joy.
Winchester.
Because that's
You
your
like
coconut.
Mounds?
Oh yeah, that sounds
like
like good.
Don't like
Yeah.
mounds. Don't
So
like
you
almond joy.
just
Oh,
don't
see.
like the milk chocolate or chocolate and coconut.
That's why, I never would buy
So
a...
you'd never eat a German chocolate.
I was just saying, I would
I
never
just
buy a
made
German chocolate cake.
I just ate German chocolate cake on Saturday because it's my uncle's favorite.
my dad's favorite too. I like it.
Things we do for him.
I got it. It's gonna be Roy Winchester.
Oh, no.
That's your name, Roy
Mhm.
Winchester?
Uh huh.
Okay.
Why?
Thanks.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds fucking cool.
All right.
Royce.
He's really into guns.
Royce.
Royce Winchester.
Well, that's your full name.
Yeah, that's
Roy.
me, Royce. Yeah. Royce.
And you go by Roy. And we call you Buster. Buster Hyman.
Okay, Royce Buster Winchester.
Buster Cloaca.
Why does he fuck birds?
I don't know. Something happened in the war.
Buster Blowhole.
Something happened in the war.
Buster Blowhole.
Hey, Buster.
Buster Sphincter.
His nickname is Dolphin
No,
Screaming.
that's worse.
My name's John Cocksheath.
Why do you guys just sound like a bunch of bark jokes?
Well, there you go.
There you go. Because I still have a 7-year-old sense
Sometimes
of
you were
humor.
just weak
Poop and pee and farts are funny.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. They sound like bark jokes. You know, like
Yeah.
you could always call the.
Farts
Oh,
are
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farts are funny.
Sebastian thinks they're hilarious.
Especially when the dogs fart. He just fucking giggles at that.
That's not very funny about that.
Like, this is cute video. I'll show you.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You got to listen to our cookies and our movies and our fart
Okay.
jokes. And here we are. We're back.
Put this back in
Back
the box.
after a long break for Chapter 2 of our Candela Obscura game
He's trying-
And
he's
Roy
trying to climb-
Winchester
he's trying to climb.
has arrived.
Don't climb. You can't climb.
No, I'm
That's
sharing
all.
it with you. You break my heart.
All right, so how you sorting out the resources? Circle resources. Got to do that before we start.
I don't think we had anything that we needed to.
I don't think we
Did we do
completed it.
enough?
or
Yeah.
not.
No one took a. Anyone take a thing?
All we did was investigate.
No.
I think I
Yeah,
No,
I
but
took-
we-
I-
We
I
got we
took
got
a
mount,
break.
we got points at the end of the session.
No,
yeah, I
we were,
took a brain and I used a drive.
we were one away
Yeah.
from
That's
Yeah.
a.
somebody's
Right.
body, though. I know I used my
I didn't say milestones, so we got points
This is what I love about
from our last session. So I just need to make sure if you guys want to
Yeah,
use
watch.
any of the training, stitch, or
That's what he
Stitch
does.
refresher train.
yeah,
What does the train do
Uh-huh.
again?
Yeah.
doesn't say on there on top of
He's
the
like, no,
it
it's
should
just- look. No.
above it, not
You're
the
not
box
doing it.
itself,
Get
like
down.
above
I
it.
know, I'm reading.
What does it say?
Isn't
Each
that
of the
great?
following resources fill in
I think
those sections
Dodger
top and
has
bottom equal to
Yeah,
the
it's
number of your circle
equal
numbers
to
plus one.
They just don't go
Ooh,
for
we
it.
need to add one. Between assignments, each player may spend up to 2 resources of their choosing. When resources are used, erase only the top section. What does the train do?
I think you're using one of the old
Where's the
circle
cookie from?
sheets. It might
Oh,
be.
I printed the new ones.
Where'd you get that cookie from?
The
Mm.
Samoa box.
Oh, man. These Girl Scouts are good for something.
I also have.
They're just
Those are
called
Boy
Scouts now.
No, they're not.
They're made from real
Boy
Girl
Scouts
Scouts.
are
$3 a box.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Say what?
I'm
What?
sorry, but $6 a box, or is it $7 a box now?
I don't
Oops,
know. I
look
bought
at
mine in
Depends
Arizona,
on
so they were 5.
Depends on where you buy it.
Yeah, here it's like $6.
If you beat them up, they're free.
That's what you guys. That's how you guys did
He's
in
not
San Bernardino.
condoning that for anyone. Don't listen to him.
I would have just got
Okay.
$3 a box and we didn't, we weren't giving us it's like that. We had order sheets. We had a good order story that they told us not to.
I did that.
Nowadays, you just take a table, set it up in front of a dispensary, and wait.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's smart.
Yep.
You have the peanut butter ones? Oh my
Well,
god.
dispensary because
Yeah,
Yeah,
screw
well,
Stater Brothers, man. You sit up in front of one of them dispensaries and sell all your. Yeah, you could have a semi truck full of them.
Mhm.
Bro, do you
I
got
think
like
the girl did that, didn't
you
she?
got like the
Yeah, she
thin
got in
mints, bro? Yeah. Don't you want 20 boxes?
It's a dispensary.
Yeah.
They're children,
Legal.
but they're children. It's not legal for minors.
What?
You'd be outside
You
though.
have to be 18
No,
or
but
older.
they could be outside.
I know, but they still got in trouble for doing it.
That's bullshit.
Because they knew they were making bank and they didn't want it.
Pretty much. Too close, too.
Okay, I'd set up across the street.
I guess in a way, it would just in case they
you're
get,
corrupting the children
the smell.
We're
from
teaching the
shop
children-
actually
because the
gets-
school system's not doing it already.
No, we're
Oh, like
teaching.
the contact
We're teaching the children supply and demand.
Yeah, market
We're
economics.
teaching a free market
Even if they
economics.
set up across the street, you know they'd walk across the street.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And if it's a busy street, someone might not make it and you can just take their wallet.
Yeah,
They bought all these cookies.
high hippies get hit by cars a lot. That's true.
Stitch clears all marks for 1 PC.
Okay.
Refresh, you recoup all used drives and resistances for 1 PC. Train take a single D6 that may be used on any roll in the next assignment.
Would we want to use one of those?
Well, do we need to save them, or is this like once per assignment we get one of those?
And it's only one per.
Oh,
whole
one for
group.
the whole group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can take multiples because you have multiple available.
Mm-hmm.
We get like bleed detectors and guns and shit.
That's something we choose
Eventually.
during the-
Let's see if we
Stuff
use one.
that you could choose to do.
So we'll
Like,
hold on to one for now. Yeah.
Let's see if we use one.
Because
Because I'm sure it's going to get more fucked up as he goes.
I'm probably fine on the stitch and refresh right now. I've only got one drain and one drive used out of
Okay.
6.
Okay.
So it's like I don't need to refresh them yet.
Did we refresh drives between adventures or between
No.
sessions?
You have
That's
a
what we're
kind of
doing
what
now.
We're doing right now.
You have a
so at the
brain?
beginning of every session, you go through the circle resource sheet, and then you resolve all your resources, and then you start the assignment.
Question.
Yes.
If you get 3 brains and then you get the 4th brain, do you get a scar or do you die?
You get a scar.
3 bleeds and the 4th bleed, you get a scar?
Correct.
And
3
then
scars, and then the
Then you
4th scar.
4th scar. Then you die?
Yes.
Okay.
The trifecta is the premonition of determination, the 4th being the final outcome of your situation. Ooh, that all rhymed. That was pretty cool.
It did. I was like, where'd you read that?
I didn't. I just made it up.
All the DM skills are in the information.
Oh, there's nothing skillful about being a DM. Just a high degree of tolerance. So, where we last left off, the team, while existing in the idea of Obscura, had not been formed yet. Each one of you with particular talents and intent being called upon via message by a person that goes by the name of Emmerich, who is affording this unique group of people a chance to form a circle and join Candela Obscura. The beginning of this test is a recent string of strange murders down in the Harbor District. A recent murder, all of you were called in to take the opportunity to begin to try to understand what might be going on. Some of you excel at crime. Some of you excel at magical abilities, whether you be a doctor or a famous academia, or simply someone lucky enough to survive one of the worst wars known to Newfaire and to Hale, came across Emmerich's opportunity. A moment in time, clearly a staged murder. And this is not the only one, but this is the one that you've been called in to investigate. And you begin to decipher the clues. Not only does it represent those of common existence within the clues itself, but clearly whoever perpetrated this particular murder and presented this murder victim was hoping to tell a message, tell a story, send a understanding of what to expect, what that particular message is meant for. We know it has to do with those that are within the common workforce. Although the victims, not so common. They seem to be connected somehow. At the end of which, Emmerich, satisfied with the findings of the group, promised information and other dossier material based on the previous murders that have already happened. Roy, for you, the world's simple.
Yeah, sure is.
It's either worth finding, or once you find it, it better be worth the hassle of finding it. You're currently in the Varnish District, outside the Museum of Antiquities.
Because it belongs in a museum.
You've recently come back from a 2-month-long journey in the northern reaches of Hale. And upon your return, safely packed away in your leather messenger bag that you carry over your shoulder, is an old artifact of an unknown people that you are convinced actually existed at some point. Proof of which is a competition that the Museum of Antiquity provided. If the proof can be confirmed, the payday could be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's the backer of this payday. While the Museum of Antiquities is providing the sponsorship and paid your ticket for the 2-month excursion up north, the museum has ulterior motives that you've heard through your connections in your network. You're pretty sure you can get a lot more money for this.
Mm-hmm.
As Thaddeus comes walking down the steps towards you, you linger amongst the crowd of the Varnish. Mr. Winchester, you're back. I have your agreed upon payment. May I please see the artifact?
I take it out. Hand it to him.
Fascinating.
Mm.
How long did it take you to find it? And were the provided documentation helpful in the search?
Yeah. Didn't stop my partner from being killed, though, by some thing.
Discovery is very dangerous. The act of it very violent. Sorry to hear about your friend, but...
Look at my character sheet. No. Quit spying on me.
I wasn't spying.
She's totally spying.
No, I'm just writing upside down.
Well, he like hands you a manila envelope with a wad of cash in it. And hands
Catalyst fears the rest of the party has to kill them all. I'm just kidding. Okay.
That's
Murder hobo.
Murder hobo. There it is. He goes, well done. Hands you an envelope full of cash. Per usual, keep this one off the books.
How much is it?
Agreed upon price, 5,000.
Oh yeah, all right, man. Well, I'm gonna
Newfaire bucks.
I'm gonna go ahead and go on vacation. All right.
Rent
Go
a
to the
woman.
whorehouse.
He hands it over to you. Well, don't wander off. I may have more for you in a few weeks. Things are getting interesting around here.
All right.
You kind of fold up the envelope, put it in your inside jacket pocket, and looking around. You hear the screech of a car as it pulls up to the curb. Window rolls down, and there's Emmerich staring at you. Roy, you're back. Was it a profitable trip?
Money-wise, yeah.
Listen, I've got an opportunity for you. We've had a string of unfortunate events recently. Recent recruits that have made my shortlist keep turning up dead. Your natural instinct for strange situations is well known to me and my people. I was wondering if I could take you to a meeting that's supposed to happen this morning at a particular doctor's clinic. They should, he looks at his wrist, they should be arriving there any moment now, and I think you would be helpful.
All right. Is there money in it?
Potentially. Depends on what we find.
All right. I'll go with you.
You reach and open the back door, getting into the back seat. The car pulls away from the curb.
What are you laughing about?
You reach in and get in the back door.
I enter into the back door.
It's only okay because she says
I know, right? Everything is an innuendo with her.
As
In
you're
something,
driving,
Innuendo.
give me a
Innuendo.
survey, if you would, please.
Okay.
You want box?
Sure. 6.
Ooh.
Thanks. Nice. The city is definitely different. The driving from the Varnish through the South Soffit, eventually hitting the Hollow Harbor, you're pretty amazed at the amount of repair and bringing back the city. 10 years ago, it was gutted due to the fire. But for the most part,
Was that our
Yes.
characters the last time?
Yes.
Yes.
Thought this place was a shithole last time I saw it. Now it's even worse.
it's amazing the amount of money they pumped into this city to get it. But what's even more amazing is some of the new inventions and some of the new things. And one thing on the horizon, you can see the airships hovering above the steel and hovering above the new train station that was recently built and the new steam train that's been commissioned, connecting not only a lot of the parts of Newfaire to each other, but allowing the train to arc out into the surroundings of Newfaire, out to the Tottergrass and the different places that used to be more challenging to get to. For that matter, airships to go up to the far north aren't really that difficult to deal with anymore. Getting in and out of the city is becoming easier. As he takes you down into the Hollow's Harbor that borders with an area of the South Soffit, he pulls up in front of a very innocuous kind of medical clinic. Follow me, please. And you watch as he takes from the front seat a stack of folders and envelopes. There's other cars parked in front of the clinic, and as he leads you in through the door that chimes, the little mechanical silver bell that chimes as they enter, you see 5 individuals standing around the office. The first person that you notice is, what do you look like?
I wear a brown dress and apron. I have doctor's-like gear on me. I'm a middle-aged woman. I've seen a lot, and it shows on my face. And I'm bustling around the clinic and trying to move some things out of the way so we have some room for work. Eric, you're here. And you brought someone else.
Martha, I introduce Roy Winchester, a particularly skilled and famous explorer, just recently back from the north. I think you'll find his skills to be well represented. Roy, over here we have Morgan and Jacques. That's a scruffy librarian over there. That would be Reginald. And then, of course, that seedy, shadowy person in the corner over there, always sitting and watching. That would be Angelica.
All right, so what's your name?
I am Martha, but people call her Mary.
Mary.
Or Mrs. Evans.
Dr. Mary.
Dr. Mary.
Yeah. Dr. Evans.
My name is
Dr.
Morgana.
Quite
But
contrary.
most people
Dr.
call me
Mary, quite
Morgan.
Last
contrary.
name is
And she's currently running a coin between her fingers and
Jacques.
flipping
Reacher.
cards back and forth.
Jacques Reacher.
Reacher. Yeah. French.
Reacher.
Richard.
Richard.
Reichert.
René.
Yeah, it's spelled Reichert. Richert.
Okay.
Jacques Reacher.
Reginald Brown.
You watch as Emmerich goes over to the nearby kind of like desk and plops down tons of folders and manila envelopes. And as promised,
I immediately
information regarding the other murders.
Pictures?
No, the equipment is far too expensive and dangerous to use for pictures. You'll have sketches, artist renderings, and other details.
I was really hoping. I haven't seen any aside from the paper.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, too expensive. Machinery is still not perfected. The Eons are doing their best.
And the silver
I immediately grab and start flipping and reading.
Okay. Now, other than that, we need to set you up in a location. In the South Soffit, I have a house. That is where you'll be based out of. 499 Southern Oak. The house is paid for, staffed, and equipped with everything you might need. There are 2 cars, a Phoenix 4-seater and a Phoenix bus. These vehicles are at your disposal. Communication with the rest of the organization is done through me. Now, our most pressing dilemma is these shortlist applicants for future Obscura Order members. We are no longer going to be reaching out to that community until we can figure out why people are being murdered. And more importantly, why they are being murdered and laid out as stories to tell in the Hollow Harbor.
Aside from you, who has that list?
The Pharaohs have it. The Keepers of Knowledge have it. But access to them is limited. However, whenever a lighthouse is established to protect the thinning, sometimes those light keepers may be aware of recruitment activity as well. But for now, let's just say we've decided to put all that on hold until we know precisely what's going on. The only thing you'll find of note in the report, the only time this seems to happen, is when the fog is at its worst within the Hallows Harbor. I would recommend maybe keeping that in mind if you determine to do any night work down there. There are other organizations looking at these things.
Anyone
Be
we should be
cautious.
aware of?
None that I feel that you need to know about for the now. We are still looking into whether or not they are culpable or merely curious.
While we at this house, I don't think I can stay there. I need to look after my clinic.
During working hours of your clinic, of course, you could come down here when you choose, but you must be located out of a single location so that we can keep track of all of you in case you go missing.
This is my home.
Your home will wait for you until you're done. Once you're done, of course, you can return. Unfortunately, the Obscura must be able to contain what you find, and we must understand where you are. It's for your own protection, I assure you.
What about my shows?
You're free to go and do your shows if you choose to. What you do in your off hours are your off hours. For now, we need you to focus when you can on these murders that have been happening. The pace that they've been found, they're happening more frequently. We have at least 3 other names on the short list. We currently have them being watched, and they're under protection.
And on the bodies, were you able to just, take any more pictures of the...
Unfortunately, the previous bodies had already been to the morgue and done away with. That's why I felt it was important to get you out to the journalist, because I felt that if we allowed yet another body to slip through our fingers without proper investigation, we would lose more information.
Did the coroner perhaps take copious notes?
Coroners in the city are paid very well to be very uncreative. You You could thank the Prime Minister for that bit of bullshit.
What they put the cause of death down as?
Well, it's not about the cause of, sanguination, loss of blood, asphyxiation, stab wound. Depends on how they were found.
What'd they do with the bodies?
Yeah, it sounds like the coroner's basically covering up for the city's
Cremated?
reputation.
It's possible. Incineration, of course.
Yeah, like the whole city got incinerated.
Yes, I treated some of those burn victims at the.
Too soon.
Tragic
That would be
unprecedent.
something to look
Was 10 years
into,
ago.
though.
Yeah.
The gentleman who incinerated the body, was there any
person that
lingering
started
effects
that.
on them?
Killed horribly, right?
Not that I'm aware of. If you want to speak to Dr. Orson, you can. He is in.
Person with a heart attack.
He keeps an office down in the Varnish.
I don't think so.
He's the one who did the
I don't know who
autopsy.
you're talking about.
Dr. Orson did both the disposal and the autopsy of the recent victims, with the exception of the one that you guys recently looked at.
Oh, you got a stiff to look at?
Not anymore.
None.
Well, not exactly.
What'd you find out about it? What
Wasn't
happened to it?
stiff.
Well, we still have it. We haven't turned it over to the authorities.
So I thought the authorities were showing up, and that's why we had to leave.
They did, and they took what they thought was the appropriate body. After your findings, we decided to slow things down.
Make a substitution.
Wait.
Yes.
What'd you find out about the body?
Here, I'll hand you my notes. It's basically it was a ritual scene. The body's torso had no bones in it. It was laid down flat. Its arms were severed,
Surgically removed.
laying next to it, and
Covered in poisonous ink.
It
Had
was,
fresh
there were
tattoos
drawings
after
of eyes.
postmortem
His eyes were
tattoos.
sewn shut.
Completely drained of blood, but there's no blood in the crime scene.
Postmortem tattoos. There was wax imprints of eyes.
Wasn't the blood in the?
Does this, like-
drums
There was
outside?
a bar.
Does this give me any
Outside.
idea of
Outside
Yeah,
the
give
room.
me
And there was a
some
poem.
tribal ritual that I know of or
There was
something?
a poem that was
Give me a
about
focus.
25 years old.
if you would, please.
And it was
All
what was
right.
on the cleaning oil was on the ground.
Okay.
And the wax formed eyes, I think.
Yeah, the wax.
camel
I'm gonna use
Fishing line was used to sew her up.
my
Yeah, the blood was in the drum.
Oh, yeah, I
From the-
remember that.
the-
I'm gonna
It
use.
just- it
I
wasn't
get a
in
dice
the
for that. I'm
actual
only gonna use
We-
one.
we
I'm gonna use.
hypothesized that it
I think
was
this is
staged
important,
just
so I'm gonna
to
use
add
one of my
here.
drives
Okay.
to get 2 dice. Oh wait, no,
You rolled 2 automatically.
yeah, no, I
Which one?
roll.
For which?
Well, I got focus.
That's just one dice.
1 dice, and I'm using
A
a
drive,
drive,
so you get two.
so I get
Yep.
one.
I thought you said 2, but disadvantage.
If you don't have
6.
If you
A
don't have
mark.
the,
He does not have a mark.
no, he does.
He does.
The ring, the ring.
ring.
is
The ring.
black.
Oh.
I just have to fill it in. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just left the rings because they're dark.
What'd you get?
Yeah,
I got
dark
a
circles.
6.
6.
Dark circles.
They are almost just
Okay.
without the modern interpretation of the vivisection and everything they're describing. They're almost describing a Unakoa voodoo ritual to a T.
Spell that. Una.
Unaquoa.
You don't know what that is. He hasn't said it yet.
You were writing it down.
Unakoa. Voodoo.
An Unakoa voodoo ritual, which is specifically designed as a kind of curse from a superstitious.
Is that
perspective.
like some tribe I've like come into contact with, or is it just like an ancient people that we know about through like historical
It's an
records? or what?
ancient people that you believed used to inhabit the area of the Tottergrass some 1,000 years ago.
So I probably like excavated some of their ruins and stuff like that.
Possibly.
'Cause
And some of those
Ruins.
sites are protected sites out in the Tottergrass.
Oh,
has
great.
there been any
You
bleed
woke up-
activity in that area?
Well, this is what he knows. Whether or not he shares it with you, I leave it up to him.
Is it possible to do a quick sketch of the scene on paper so we can kind of get a visual of what exactly we're looking at?
Yeah, I would say.
I handed him my notes.
Hey,
Yeah, I would
I'll
say
pull
based
out-
on his notes and.
I'll
and-
pull out my
instructions.
book
Okay.
that of all my adventures and all the notes. I'm like the Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Pull out my notes of.
pull out my notes of like the. Okay, yeah. So I pull out my notes of the Inakoa that.
It's got
Okay.
a drawing, a bunch of different drawings.
You guys watch as Roy reaches into his backpack, pulls out a series of like leather journals and starts flipping through them. And do you show him the picture?
Yeah, I go look at this.
Yeah, and he puts the book down on the table, and it is a Unakoa voodoo ritual ceremony, and it looks exactly like your murder scene.
Any differences?
The representation of his journal describes what's called sacrificial offerings.
Oh, that's Windows.
So what you thought were indicators at the crime scene are actual offerings based on the voodoo ritual. The offerings are intended to be provided by those seeking to curse. So based on the information that Roy's offered up, it wasn't telling a story of involvement. It was telling a story of people making offerings to curse somebody. The candle maker, the baker, these are people looking to curse people, and these were their offerings of the voodoo ritual based on what Roy shows you. Because his Unakoa ritual is based on the chief, the chieftain, the witch doctor, all providing their part of the curse.
Their expertise.
Yeah.
Okay, so the people in the poem were the
Cursors, not the cursed.
the cursors.
Yes.
It's what it's beginning to look like now that Roy shared that bit of information with you.
Where did you find this? Where did you see this?
In one of the ruined sites out in
Yeah.
the Tottergrass.
Yeah,
How long ago?
I don't know, a few years ago.
Yeah, like 2-3 years ago
Did
when
you
you
publish
went out there.
this?
No, these are my personal notes.
Was anyone else with you?
There was one person with me, but they're not around anymore.
Where'd they go?
They're dead.
Where'd they go?
And where are their notes?
Did they take notes?
I was a note taker. He was my friend. He didn't make it out of the last expedition, so I want to talk about it.
How long ago was your last expedition?
I just got back. It's funny. I thought I said I don't want to talk about it. You got any liquor in here?
Rubbing alcohol.
That'll work.
It goes over to the glass decanter, pours the rubbing alcohol in, puts a little dab of iodine in it for color.
Yeah. Now it's whiskey. This is better than I got on the expedition.
I have something for you. I tossed you a little bit of
Oh
powder.
boy.
Try a sniff of that.
Hell, you don't even see what I've drank.
It's a powder.
It's a powder.
It's a powder.
It's a white powder with a little brown hue to it.
Okay.
No, I don't do powders.
Everybody has their standard.
Okay. I bet my life on it.
Love that movie. Now I want to watch Princess Bride.
Yeah, see, all these movies we have to watch now.
So suggestible. So suggestible.
He's actually doing a signing in May.
Who?
Carry all
Carrie
this.
Ann.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's funny.
Shaky old hand.
Well, I leave it to you.
It's hard.
Is there any equipment you require me to get? Just let me know. Good luck. And Emmerich quickly leaves out the front of the clinic. You hear the car pull away. There's a set of keys that he leaves behind on the table as well.
Ooh, house keys. I'll take those.
Martha,
Maybe not.
I'm trustworthy. Honest things. Well, does anybody want some keys?
Since our resident soldier seems to be the most
What are you trying to offer me?
the keys to the house.
I don't need the keys to the house.
See,
You
I'll
want to
take
keep
them.
them from her.
You're in the service?
Yes.
She'll steal the house.
What'd you do?
blind.
How will I steal the house?
It's just a grunt, sergeant, telling other people what to do.
Yeah. The last one? The last war?
Yeah.
Martha's gonna go around and hand everybody some tea,
That tea.
biscuits. If you want.
You want some biscuits? You want some biscuits?
Little crumpets.
Water.
Oh, I decided to change my name too, by the way. My name's Royce Buck Winchester. I like Buck.
I have you in as Roy Winchester. You want to?
That's fine.
Roy.
I
Buck's
like
my
to
nickname.
book, and I like to.
Oh, yeah, right now.
Oh, Bucky.
My name's
Bucky.
Buck, and I like to play checkers.
I hide behind my keyboard.
Buck's a good old-fashioned name.
So how far away is that Unakoa dig site that you found the stuff in?
How far is it away?
I mean, it's probably a day's drive out to the Tottergrass, maybe
Right.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, but
Could we learn anything?
It's a
out there?
protected site. and
every
you have,
when we find them, they become protected sites. So,
We're
Just
not
gotta
gonna
get-
pee on it. We just want to look at it.
well, maybe I could. Well, tell anybody. Can't trust anybody. I could probably get us into the site, but through a museum. But probably best just to sneak in. We don't want anybody knowing what we're doing. I'm gonna have a crumpet. Oops, I touched the spider.
oh yeah, it does look like a spider.
I don't know what you're talking about. My clinic is quite over.
Spiders in your
I meant to say pets.
I'm a doctor, not a
Vernon.
vet.
Vernon.
I meant to say pets, but it came out as rodent because rodents.
Good crumpets. It cuts the taste of the rubbing alcohol.
Can you see yet?
One
How
eye's
many
looking
fingers
that
am I
way, the
waving?
other eye's floating.
You're waving?
in and out like that.
Yeah. After his revelation and after Emmerich left, it just dove back in the reports. And just,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over the reports too.
I'm going to maintain my clinic and restrict people to the back room,
Okay.
like the main area for people coming in. And I'm going to
Those are
question
protesters outside
anybody
your
who might have been in the area, what they may have seen.
Is it an
I get more
STD code?
specific information.
Anybody searching through the documentation, give me a focus as you're trying to converse
words?
with the patients that cycle in for the morning.
Catch you.
You can either give me a sway or a read.
I got a 6 on the guild.
double 6.
I got a 6 on the
Nice,
guild.
that's really good.
What is this?
6 on the guild.
Do you have any missing drive?
Nope.
Okay, then you're good.
I'll go.
5 on the gilded.
Okay, you
I'll
have
go
any
with
missing
paper.
drive. Okay, so you get that back.
What do I have to use?
If you're going through the documentation, I need a focus.
Okay.
For Martha, she's inquiring with her patients.
I got a
so she-
5.
Okay. So collectively, with your double 6 and anyone looking through the documentation, one key factor that you pick up from the documentation is that all the recent individuals that were being looked into all worked for the university in one form or another. They either did research work for them, they did publication work for them, or they did on-site work. So they're all connected to Newfaire University.
Does anything seem missed in the paperwork? Like something has been redacted? Or
No, this is all
changed?
Obscura paperwork. So
Do I know of any, because I've gone on expeditions and things like that, do I know any expeditions to any of these sites that were particular that they had done or were involved in?
they're not connected with the archaeological department.
Okay.
They were connected to the university, but not a specific department.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I get that. They're not.
But you don't. Well, you can.
But did the university even like fund any of the digs or anything like that?
Give me a sense on that one. You also notice through documentation, especially the professor, that there was a literary scholar that had traveled to Newfaire within the last week that gave a lecture
Oh, I got those up there.
on the ceremonial practices of
6.
iconography and witchcraft.
I got a 6.
Okay. The professor goes by the name of Lawrence Heidelberg.
Heidelberg?
Yeah, Lawrence Heidelberg. As they're out there studying and taking a look at the documentation, Martha, you get through about half of your patients for the morning. It's mostly clinical work, checkups, checking on previous reasons why they were
Fixing the
in.
dose of the flat. You know,
One particular guy that you meet, you recall his name to be Roberts. He never really gave you a last name, and he's always seemed a little nervous and sketchy whenever he comes into your clinic.
I mean, Roberts kind of sounds like a last name.
You were treating him for what you thought was a burn. Give me a... What'd you get for your read? 5. The burn's not healing. And now you're becoming suspicious, almost as if he's working with a caustic chemical and he's not taking proper care of the wound. He's currently wearing his engineer outfit, his jumper, and the name on the jumper is the name of the company that he works for. The Ironbound is what it says on his jumper. Which you know to be in the steel, and these are people that work on a lot of the kind of very, very dangerous machinery work.
Iron what?
It's called the Iron Round, and it's a large factory in the steel that churns out a lot of the airship parts that they need to build the airships, and it just the wound just kind of reminds you of the burn you remember seeing on the body, the caustic burn that you remember being there. And it just kind of triggers your memory a bit. I don't know what to tell you, Doc. I keep trying to keep it gauzed up and wrapped like you say, but my job makes it tough. I can't wear the glove with it on, so I got to take it off for when I wear my gloves.
Of course. Are you working with certain machinery oils? Or
Yeah, they got me on the old steamers. I got to keep them clean and keep them functioning. Unfortunately, the chemical they make me use is, well, it's pretty caustic. It burns. It even eats through my leather glove. But it's all they have for me.
What do you know what the chemicals called? Perhaps I could find a agent that helps reduce. Yeah.
Give me a sway on that one.
I'm going to use one of my drives. 5.
5. Well, it's not that I don't want to tell you, Doc, but it's just that I'm not really sure what it's called. They just call it a cleaning agent. It comes in big, giant drums. I think they get it from Hawthorne's Chemicals. But anyways, I gotta go. I can't take much of a leave. Thank you. He gets up, and before you can say anything, he starts just heading out of your clinic.
Make sure to come back in a couple days.
Yeah. I'll do my best. And doorbell rings as
I'm
he
gonna
heads out.
quickly grab one of the people researching in the back and say
sounds
they need to
suspicious.
kill this guy. But
Yeah,
You gonna follow him? Okay.
Just
You watch as Morgan grabs her gear and grabs everything and quickly heads out the front door. As you head out the front door, give me a quick survey, if you would, please.
I'm going to use a drive. Six and a 5.
Nice. You quickly move out into the crowd and stand by the curb. You look over. One of the steam-powered buses pulls up, and you watch as the guy in the jumper gets in the queue and gets onto the bus.
I hop on the bus really quick.
Okay, you kind of
I'm dressed very indiscreet.
Yep,
or
as you-
discreetly.
get on the bus. Give me a hide as you try to blend in.
I don't know.
I think this may have potentially been a job for me, but sure, some magician.
okay. I would grab
I got a 6 and a 1.
Oh, someone totally harmless on the bus.
What's your hide? Do you have points in hide?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So it's a good thing.
You have. Did you use a drive? Is that why you rolled 2?
I got a circle and hide.
Which is 1 die.
Still just one. Okay.
Or no, it's
No,
not.
not gilded.
So you need to roll 1 die.
I'll take 6.
You'll roll another die.
Unless you use the drive.
Unless you use a drive. If you mark off a drive, I'll let you keep that roll.
I'll take a drive.
Okay. So that's a 6 and a 1, and mark off a drive. You manage to blend in with the crowd, and you watch as the man in the jumper quickly sits down in the seat
Used all my intuition.
next to another man in
Well,
a
I forgot.
jumper. And that's when you realize about 6 of the individuals in the front of the bus, standing or sitting, all have those jumpers on. Those gray coveralls, kind of like the typical engineering coveralls that they wear. Martha or Morgana is no longer in the clinic, leaving the rest of you behind. You have no more patients due in at this point.
And,
What do the rest of you want to do?
I'll hop in my car and head out to the house.
Okay.
I will ride with him as it's closing up the shop.
Okay, so you two are heading out to the house.
Anyone
I want to
wanna
go to the
ride?
house too.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
How you get into the house?
Anyone want to ride? You have a car.
Because we have a car.
Very
They left
nice
us
car.
cars there.
How do you
Money
you're-
car.
You're going to go about locating this?
How do we know you're being watched?
I have contacts I'll talk to.
You're wearing
I
glasses.
have-
You don't have contact.
My way.
Don't do anything too dangerous.
Sure.
Oh, brother, we got a mom in the group, huh?
Yes. Under style, I put mothering.
Are you thirsty, dear?
I never do anything too dangerous.
She said you're middle aged. How hot middle aged are you? Are you MILF status?
No. Are you gonna shoot her? How hot
And
are
did you just go like this, like?
I was waiting for you to pull out the hand crossbow.
Shoot her.
I do that.
I didn't even say that. I just went.
So who's all going to the house?
I'll go to the
I'll
house.
go
Okay, so Morgana's
I'm
doing the
not gonna
tail.
stay in a creepy
Everybody else is
clinic after
heading
it
out to the
closes
house.
down.
Does my car start?
Yeah, it starts.
Why would you
It's my invention.
I
The-
didn't
the
steal
diesel.
it. I didn't
Diesel
steal
truck.
it.
Yeah, he's got the diesel
battery.
car.
I'll go with you. Hell, the hell.
You guys all pile into his giant kind of,
Are you going with us?
My driver is perpetually sad because he never gets to drive. I'm always tinkering with it. He's like,
Angelica.
Oh.
Angel.
yes, seems to be working fine.
It's not going to explode this time?
No. Yeah, out the back, yes. Out the back, yes.
Tango.
So as you guys head out to the South Suffolk to find the address,
Nice car, Reggie.
you
Thank you.
stick with the engineer, and eventually you're on the bus for a good 20 minutes until you cross over the river and you end up going through the Red Lamp and then crossing over into the Steel. The Steel is a massive section of the city that's basically of new industry, while the Irons is kind of like the rotting kind of old industry of the city. Everything new and coming into new existence is happening in the Steel. If you have a new idea, you build it there. If you have a new technology, it gets founded there. The companies and the representation of the Triumphant are very eager to please these companies that are in the Steel, because that's where they get a lot of their financial backing for their efforts to maintain their control over the leadership and the prime minister. So as you're on this bus winding through the roads of the Steel, you get into the heart of the factories. And you end up at a giant kind of like a giant foundry. It's quite large. And it's got the name of it on the front of it, called the Iron Round. And as you get off and he gets off, you realize there's a good 2 or 3 dozen workers that get off the bus as well. There's other workers out here. Give me a survey as you keep an eye on it. 6. Now it's harder to blend in because everybody is either wearing coveralls or they look like they belong here. You also notice kind of mixed in with all the other people kind of walking around, you begin to notice members of the primacy. Sorry, not the primacy. Where are you? The periphery. This is the police force of Newfaire. But they're also wearing kind of like representation of the steel, like they're handpicked to keep a watch on anything going on in the steel. And they've got truncheons, they've got their black and blue uniforms on, and they kind of, one of them kind of stares at you strangely, like you kind of stick out. And he starts walking towards you. Mom, are you lost? You don't seem to be in the right place. Do you work here?
Actually, I am on the lookout for a venue to play.
No venues out here, Mom.
No, I actually.
All factories and foundries,
Good, sir.
unfortunately.
I recognize your face. You've been to my show.
Maybe. I don't know who you are.
As I take off my hat.
Give me a sway. You try to convince him that he knows you.
And this one is gilded.
Is it like you walk up to us, hey, buddy, from elementary school, you remember me, right?
6, 4, and 4.
So
That's
6.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
How many dice did you roll?
3.
Did you use a drive?
They're better regular.
So how many dots do you have
And
in
my
sway?
sway is gilded.
I mean,
Right, but how many
Yeah.
dots are in your
they're
sway?
better
2.
regular.
2. That means one of your 2 dice can be
Gilded.
gilded.
Oh, okay.
It's not that the gilded dice is a 3rd dice.
Okay. That's where I'm.
Yeah. So you
Is
can roll.
gilded.
Huh?
Is gilded. It's always gilded, right?
Yes.
Right, but it's not an additional dice.
Yeah.
It just means one of the
Hey,
dice.
Doc, can you look at this?
Does this look infected? What is that?
Freeze-dried Laffy Taffy.
Freeze-dried
Ooh.
Laffy Taffy.
Oh God, my teeth are like
Yes,
itchy.
please.
Hey, there's
I like
there's a
texture.
YouTube channel of this guy just doing this.
That freeze dries is
Freeze dries.
everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like
I don't know
texture.
about that.
I don't know
Yes.
about that,
Is there
man.
another
Candy
one?
bars and stuff.
I'll tell you, freeze-dried cat doesn't taste like cat.
You didn't go for like one of the little nerd balls.
Yeah.
Look at you selling your dog.
I like this texture.
I like taffy, but I
It's like sand.
Yeah, it sounds like sand.
It's crunchy.
No, it's like
Like
Styrofoam.
Cheeto,
like
but not cheesy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
Styrofoam.
styrofoam.
yeah,
Right?
styrofoam.
Yeah.
packing peanuts.
So it just makes my teeth
Okay,
hurt.
you know how like when you take a cotton
Okay.
candy and you condense it? It's like biting into
Oh yeah, I was in a speakeasy down in the Varnish. You're a bit of a magician, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. Actually, and on my face roll, I can add 1d on any read.
This is a sway.
Oh, well.
Like, oh yeah, I have a hard time believing you recognize me, but listen, you seem sweet and all, but you shouldn't really be out here.
I'm actually on the lookout for a way to entertain some of the workers.
Oh, the bosses wouldn't be liking that. You shouldn't be out here for that.
Indeed, you think?
No, I know, ma'am. I know. Better you stick to the more friendly areas of the city. Not very friendly out here.
Oh, I appreciate your candor, sir.
Yeah, candid. That's what that is. Just be on your way.
Indeed.
Be on your way.
Thank you for your time.
And you watch as he like turns away from you, and he's like standing alongside another periphery cop. They kind of talk for a moment, and then a third one joins them, and the 3 of them are kind of staring at you. And now the 3 of them are walking back towards you. They're about 100 feet away. What are you doing?
Disappear. That's right.
I put up a glass wall.
Let's see.
I put up a blanket. Oh God.
Don't see it.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
I take all my clothes off so I go invisible.
And I just stand there.
Everybody looks away because they're embarrassed.
I'm only invisible when nobody's looking.
That's right.
Maybe you should put some clothes on if you want to fight crime today.
A little bit
Hey,
of
Dad,
sweet
I'm
talk.
going to go up to my room with 3 strange
Walk
men.
up to the gentleman
Okay.
and
Oh, they're walking towards you.
Okay. So how do I get back to the bus station, gentlemen?
Well, it's not so much about the bus station. I think you better come with us.
Why indeed?
We have some questions for you.
I bring out my powder and I run.
Give me a. Oh, this is gonna be great.
No. What have I done? I asked her to follow him to see where he went.
Is it a
Right.
ruby darkness powder?
That's why you got to work in the circle.
Yes, you
Give me a
should've
control
taken her
for
wingman.
starters.
I should have went with her.
No, the criminal
Well,
does
this one's
that.
gilded,
We beat the shit out of people.
and I
Yeah.
will take a
He
drive.
figures shit out.
So drive
I
get
can,
you.
I can tack my way out of it.
Drive gives you an additional die.
And
Yes, but you didn't send the slink to slink after people.
Hey, I went back there and I said somebody
Oh,
needs to follow.
dear
She
Lord.
followed.
okay, my one is gilded, and the other one a 1 and a 2.
So if you take your 1 as gilded to get your drive back, that's a double 1, which is an extreme fail.
I think I'll keep the drive. Wow. Okay.
So as you reach up to blow the powder and then run, you inhale by mistake. So as you and then you
Oh my
inhale it,
heroin.
and you take a body, you collapse to the ground choking, and the 3 cops are looking down at you completely confused as to what to do. And then they kind of shrug at each other, and they begin to put manacles like cuffs on your hands,
Oh,
and they
great.
drag you to your feet while you're choking.
And this is where my escape artist talent comes in as I slip out of the manacles and I run away.
Okay, so realizing they hadn't put them on tight enough, you dislocate both thumbs, and you quickly get out of them. While you're still choking, you go to sprint away. Give me a move.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one
Oh
because
no.
you have no
You
move.
have to roll
You have to roll
I
2
do,
dice.
yeah.
It's a good thing
Yeah.
she
Do you have any
told him who she
drive?
was.
No, I will.
No,
No.
You don't have any drive and
Tell her
nerve?
you live now.
Yeah.
49
That's it.
Southern.
Well, then how did you get
Did
drive
you
for
add it?
control?
No, I ain't in control.
Yeah, but control's under nerve.
What
No,
in-
but how did you guild control?
Your drives are all weird. Why do you?
Oh yeah, you put them on the wrong side on that one.
What do you mean? Oh, I went by the 3rd.
Oh, she added it to the back instead of starting like.
Oh. I always thought you went by what?
Yes, but like, see, notice.
You're doing an anime reading style, not American reading style.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what she's
Okay.
doing. So she have driving in
It
nerve?
looks like she has 1 because she
What?
spent 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 1 left.
Yeah.
So if you could spend a drive and move, and that'll give you 1 die instead of 2 die take the lower, you just roll 1 regular die.
I will take
You're
it.
still would be hurting for drive. And
You're gonna take the chance.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you're not wrong, gilded, but okay.
What am I
See, your
doing then?
intuition,
2
you don't
dice.
have to use it
Okay.
because
But not
everyone-
gilded.
Not gilded.
Wait a minute. Are you taking a drive?
Yes.
if I use it,
Okay.
it's a big deal.
It doesn't gild the dice when you take
I'm
a
saving
drive. It
all.
just gives you an extra dice.
Well, no. So, okay, we're missing. Okay, so
See, I got
is move got a filled in diamond?
No.
It doesn't
That's
have,
not
it
gilded.
doesn't have
No,
anything
it's not.
filled in.
Okay, so it's not gilded. Okay. If you use a drive, instead of rolling 2 and take 1 that's the lowest, you only roll 1 die if you take a drive.
So if you're using a drive, you roll 1 die.
Okay.
If you're not using a drive, you roll 2 and take the lowest of the
Then I
2.
will not take the drive then. Okay.
Okay, so you're going for.
I get a better chance of.
Well, you're not. Well, no, you
So,
already had
the
that
cops
one
are all
filled in
fucking
from
corrupt,
before,
yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, from before.
fucking chemical
Probably.
companies and shit. Fucking assholes.
What? What are you confused about?
Cop kill.
I'm still learning these things.
Yeah, well, Rachel was
Okay,
doing
4
the
and
same
a
thing.
So you get a 2. So as you slip out of the manacles, you turn to run. 2 truncheons clip you in the leg, knocking you to the ground as you take a second body. You splay out onto the ground, slamming into the ground. They come up, and rather than manacle you, each of the cops hold you by the arm while the third cop leads the way as you're being taken to the local station in between the chemical plant known as Hawthorne Plant and where you can see the Iron Round as you're being carted off to the substation is where they're currently taking you.
Where the beatings happen.
So with that, you guys eventually make it to the south soffit. The cul-de-sac neighborhood that you're taken into is a very much a Victorian style 3-story home. As you pull up into the driveway, you could see parked out on the driveway pavement, because it's more of like a long circling driveway, one of those pull-throughs. You could see the 2 vehicles that you were told about. There is a kind of a gentlemanly person wearing like simple jeans and like a button-up flannel, kind of standing up on the stoop as the professor's car pulls into the drive-thru.
Who's that guy?
There's someone standing on our porch.
Mm-hmm.
Does he look familiar?
No.
That might be our butler. He said the
Obviously,
house is
he's
down.
our man. Yes. Right, Chesterfield? To my drive.
I guess. I mean, it's
This
kind of a
our-
small house than what you're used to, but sure.
It's your workshop.
Fuck should I know? It's the first time I've seen your damn
I'm
house.
talking to the.
Oh, you get out of the car.
My
to
good
the
man.
porch.
It's their workshop.
Yeah, I'm assuming Emmerich have sent you.
Yes.
Oh, you're very well.
You
Yes.
must excuse my friend. He's not very good at introductions.
And
I'm
you
not
are?
Martha.
Martha, very well.
This is my friend Renaud.
Angel.
Reginald.
He takes his ring off, puts it in his pocket. Good to meet you.
I just smile.
This is,
Hey, I know you. You're that famous explorer. Yeah, you're Roy. You're Roy Buckmehard Winchester, right?
Just Buck. And I like to play checkers.
My name's Buck, and I like to play checkers. Professor and tall and
Marianne.
handsome. You are
Shocked.
Professor and Marianne.
Workshops are up on the 3rd floor, including the library.
Excellent.
The tinkerer's shop is out in the garage. Please be cautious of the safe. That's where I keep all of your equipment. If
Safe?
you are... Anyways, I've been warned about you. Emmerich was very specific about you.
Is that why there's a safe?
Yes, which kind of beguiles the idea of its name. Anyways, for the rest of you on the 2nd floor, all of
You
your
don't have to put
personal
anything in
rooms
there.
that you might require, kitchen, dining room, and the living room down on the main floor. If you have any questions, seek me out. I can... Oh, by the way, my name's Marcus Wellaby. If you need me, just seek me out.
Oh my God! Why do you do this? All right.
Is this
Wait,
character
you mean
from
the
another?
Butler or
Marcus
He's the
Welby,
character.
MD.
Oh,
He's the
sorry.
caretaker.
He said Weatherby.
Yeah, I know, but he makes
it
it
Wellaby
close
or-
enough to make it funny. You know, if you know the sitcom, if you know the show, then you know he's making a joke.
Trapper,
Weatherby.
Trapper Jack,
Weatherby,
MD.
sorry. Marcus Weatherby.
Is he Trapper John?
Trapper Jack.
Trapper Jack. Jackson.
All right. So
Where are them rooms at?
Second
Second-
floor.
2nd floor.
Second floor.
Your choice. Feel free to crash out where you choose to.
I'm gonna go
All right.
upstairs. and pick my
Breakfast is at 8. Dinner is at 5.
room. Can we make breakfast at 9?
No, I make breakfast at 8.
Is that
Can
an
you also
armory?
make a plate at 9?
Weapons and other equipment are in the safe out in the out in the workshop.
Is that a way to
Good to know.
emergency contact in the other circles or Emmerich?
Currently, I am your contact to Emmerich. We are no longer allowed to contact the other circles as there is a concern about doing that. So for now, you are isolated here. When you're not here, you're doing what you do. You're not recommended to discuss people with what you do here. Keep that to yourselves, of course.
I'm gonna go get Max.
Oh, good lord, is it 8:30 already? How does that happen?
So the car was making some funny pings on the way over, so I pulled around to the garage and started effing around with it.
In the workshop. Okay.
Yep.
I'm concerned. I know she's a grown woman. I just don't feel comfortable sending a woman off on her own. I didn't expect her to run off like that. And I shouted out for you guys to follow. I don't like that she was. Is it? I don't know where she went.
We know the dangers we're doing.
She's
We don't need a grandma telling us what to do and worrying about us.
I can still.
I go find my room. I want a small room with one door, no windows,
Yeah, you go up to the
or maybe a
second floor.
closet.
Yeah, you find the interior room that's like in the middle of all the other rooms. With,
Servant's room behind the
yeah,
fireplace.
You don't
It's-
get a room,
it's
you
actually
go
a-
to somebody else's closet.
it's actually a linen closet for the second floor. And you go in and you just like scoop out all the linens and towels, throw it in the hallway. You pull out the shelves and you grab a cot, toss it in there, and you slam the door.
This'll do.
And put a can with rocks in it on the doorknob.
Yeah,
And
place like right on the
So
doorknob.
I would go
balancing.
like into the kitchen and find the dumbwaiter and like send like a cat up the dumbwaiter linen closet.
Like, oh my god, look at all these old people.
I scared the crap out of my grandson with. I made a Play-Doh eye and stuck it in my eye socket. And, I'm like, "Ah," and he's like, "I don't like that. I'm scared." And I go, "Don't be scared. It's Grandpa."
You don't be scared. You should be terrified.
It was funny.
So far, no sign of Morgan. She hasn't come by. You guys are at the house for a couple hours. Still no sign of her at this point.
Well, I do have some clues.
Well, maybe you should be worried if she ain't back by now.
Well, it's not
have,
foggy.
Basically, at the iron round that was going to look. He mentioned that maybe the cleaning agents came from a place called Hawthorne's. Do I know anything about that?
Hawthorne Chemical. You can give me a. You can give me a focus on that one.
Do I know anything?
Do we?
You definitely know.
Is there like a phone book around here or something like that to like go through the yellow pages?
There's no phone in the house.
Do you want to
No
roll
problem.
anything?
I got a 5.
5.
Do I have
Okay.
to roll?
No.
Okay.
No. As you know, that's located in the steel. There have been questionable safety standards around this particular company, but whenever inquiries are made, they kind of just get swept away by what you perceive as just probably bribes and people just buying off the attempt to figure out what's going on in there. As she mentions the Hawthorne Chemical Company, they do their best to dump whatever they can wherever they want to. And from time to time, you've driven their trucks before out towards the Tottergrass and dumped chemicals out there in some of the pits. You've done it out at the irons. It's a easy gig, easy
Is it
pay.
illegal right now, or
It's very illegal right now.
okay, so it is illegal. I don't know where the standards are yet. You know.
It's illegal in the sense that the government that runs the city would rather collect the fee of you dumping it. They don't care where you dump it. But the fact that they're out the fee, which is what the company's trying to save, is the fee. They don't care otherwise.
Well, whatever we do, we might be able to meet up with our friend in the steels. Whether or not we visit this iron round or the Hawthorne's chemicals, it's all down in that district. I would have a lot of people coming into my clinic from that area.
Yes, you do get quite a number of burns, chemical burns, lacerations, missing fingers, broken limbs that come in a lot from the steel.
And I noticed they're all wearing kind of a similar outfit.
Not similar in the sense, but different companies,
Uh-huh.
different factories, and different foundries, but they all originate from the steel.
Well, what, like, is when
You
you
go on
said
this
she
mission.
with their entries stuck out of the clothing, I noticed that this whole similar look about
Fake
them.
ID.
But they all look like day workers.
Like,
They wear jumpers and coveralls.
that's like, so if we were to go investigate there, would I know enough to be able to assume that we should probably do that?
How about
Probably. Oh, she would
I
definitely
go?
confirm
would
that
know.
for you.
Okay.
Oh
How
yeah.
about I go?
Well, I don't want to lose both of you if she's.
Well,
Oh, I'll find
I
him.
can go with her. I mean, that's
I'm gonna look him up and down. Do I think he'd fit in?
He's 6 foot.
He's pretty big. You put him in a jumper. He's pretty thuggy looking. He'd probably fit in.
Do I have a jumper he'd fit?
Yeah. You keep a steamer trunk full of your different disguises. You've got one that he'd probably fit. Might even be purposely tight enough to kind of intimidate people too.
Is there an area near the steels that
With your
it's
bulge.
still?
No, she means your bulge.
Oh,
Oink.
Kielbasa.
Is there
you're gonna intimidate the cops.
Hey, boink.
Is there an area
Like
near the
that?
steel that would be?
Don't ask him any
super
questions.
innocuous for normal,
Three Amigo
just
style.
poke people to-
You wouldn't. You never really go there.
I'd say my.
Yeah, you don't really go there. She may be more inclined to know than you.
Then I will ask Angel.
What's this? Tequila? Is that like beer? Yeah.
Is there anyone in the who could perhaps assist you? I don't like you going alone.
Well, I'll take him.
You
No.
can take him too. I'm concerned for both of you. Maybe we should all go, but I don't want to give you away. But maybe there's an area nearby that we would not stand out so much.
I
if we
don't-
go
I
with too
don't
big of a party, we
think-
might draw more attention than
Yeah.
it's worth.
What I mean is like we drop you off, you continue on, and we kind of wait somewhere.
Anytime
gonna
you're
pack
gonna
us a
open
lunch,
your
too?
mouth, you're not gonna fit in. No.
Mm-mm. No. These two.
D6 inspiration for that one. That was good.
These two will fit in. We'll go to a nearby bar and get drunk. I mean, wait for them.
It does border the red lamp, so you could find a local bar to wait
Basically,
until they come out of the
I want to
steel.
be
But the
closer
problem
to
is,
you.
We wouldn't fit in the bar either.
Well,
Me might get some. Oh, you know what? Rich people slum it. So yeah,
in
we
the
probably be
red?
okay.
I was gonna say we could hold
Yeah.
her up.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll hunker up in a bar and wait for you guys.
the red lamp is
I
pretty
probably have-
seedy,
I probably have.
but
a
it's one of
corset.
those like
you got a corset for us?
those
Yeah.
agreeable seedy places.
Either that or she could be doing a house call.
Yeah, she could be treating STDs. That's true. I
I'm
mean,
s-
you could be
I'm still in the
treating your
garage.
drug addiction.
I'm still in the garage. I have no idea.
It's got a rapid test kit.
I mean, there's some opium dens there you could visit.
I go
too,
out and poke
so.
my head in. It's going to hell in there. We need your help.
Oh, Professor, you do love the opium dens. Nothing like a barely conscious young boy.
They hand you, as they hand you the pipe.
And they all look like Timothy
Yeah.
from Dune.
I want 2 pipes. I want 2
That's
pipes.
the only 20-something I know that looks like he's 12.
I want 2 pipes and number 7.
Yeah, he is. 2 pipes, number 7.
And I want number 7. We will bring him to you.
So you two are gonna head towards the steel,
Yep.
and you're gonna use your disguises to make your way there.
I would like to take a buck knife and a blackjack with me.
Okay, add those to your equipment list.
And I will forge some
Short
paperwork.
No.
You're gonna bring forged paperwork. Do you want to bring anything else?
I
should have a little
handpicked
kid with me
hand
called Short
weapon and the
Fuck.
body armor.
Okay.
So I will
That's
take forged equipment instead of burglary equipment.
Okay.
That's fucked
Or
up.
maybe I won't.
Yes.
And how are you two getting there?
Fucking
That's what I
Bill.
figured we
Which
would
vehicle
get.
do we
Oh,
want to
God,
take?
You're gonna drop them off.
That's what I was
You're going to be the
Yeah,
only reason I
or
go
the
to
case
Yeah,
of
the
where
multiple
you
Teenage
get
vehicles.
Palace.
So we'll
Because I think
follow
One's a
them.
bus and one's a
A
four-seater.
consummate asshole.
We'll take
Yeah,
the bus
we'll get
to
drunk.
the bar, and then from the bar we'll bus it. Not in our bus.
Take one of the steam buses.
Didn't we get on this
Okay.
about, like our camp and our tents and how far apart they are?
So the three of you
Okay.
are left at the red lamp. You two then take the steam bus over into the steel.
I came along.
Oh, are you going along? Or
I
I
popped
was-
my
I
head
was-
in and told him
I was in the garage.
That
for
it's
all of
going to
this,
hell in
so
there.
I
He
have
needs
no
to
idea
get in
what the
there.
fuck's going on.
Okay.
We're all going to the bar, and then you all wait for the bar, and we'll take the steam
Oh.
bus over to see if we can find out where she went.
Right then, did we lose someone already?
yes.
Morgan never followed us from the doctor's office.
We don't know. if
Morgan
she's-
never showed up.
might have gotten to-
Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't was kicking you. Hey.
I'm worried. He might
I mean,
be
he
okay.
didn't
You
cry,
like to
so
hurt
it must
kids,
not
don't
have
worry.
Is he
been.
playing with his bones under there?
Yes.
You know you want to get on it on kids getting hurt. I want my own video on kids getting hurt.
Just like flat bombing him in the forehead.
Dude.
No, it can't be that. It's got to be like I saw. The one that killed me was the guy in the climbing wall. His legs swung out, and just knocked the kid in the head, knocked his ass down. Shit's hilarious.
My favorite ones are when they are in those stupid little plastic cars, those yellow and red cars. And they're going down like a hill that's that steep.
No.
I
Bicycle,
broke my hand on one of those.
Yeah, I know.
bicycle with training wheels, and they're the perfect height for the bumper of a truck.
Yeah.
I did that as a kid. In the back of a truck. Still parked in the driveway.
Yep.
So, with that,
Oh, don't bonk your head, Bubba. Don't bonk him in the head.
on the bus on the way towards the steel, I need
Uncle Bill, film it and put it on.
you and Jock, Angelica and Jock, to give me sense, if you would, please.
Aww.
Is there a
Okay.
stimulant
I
drug
will
in this world?
use
Yeah,
a drive.
cocaine, opiates,
Okay,
all the
I'll-
drug paraphernalia is pretty much the same.
Is it illegal?
Depends on where you are in the city.
I have a terrible
Red
sense.
light district,
Is-
everything's
is it-
open,
Is
baby.
it socially
Would you
acceptable
care?
to take cocaine?
Not in public. No drug use in public is considered
But in a
socially
speakeasy,
acceptable.
But
There are
but at a
areas of the
bar-
red lamp that you're allowed to safely practice some of these things.
they have opium dens.
They do
Kinda
have
like
opium dens,
Amsterdam.
yes.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I
Amsterdam.
have some places that I might.
And as long as you're in the opium den, you're okay.
Okay.
As long as you're in
Check
the
on the
warehouse,
working girls
you're
and the
all
working boys. Okay.
I think
Oh,
it could be a
yeah,
cocaine.
yeah.
Try and read the
Doc-
area.
Angelica.
Marty,
Marty,
Marty, we gotta go help the magician. She's missing Marty.
That's right.
Marty, she
Whacked
got on
out
the
on
bus,
coke.
Marty, and we don't know where she went, Marty.
His eyes are like pinpricks.
Blowing out. Yeah.
He's like talking at you, but looking away from you. Roy, we gotta go, Roy.
She's missing, man. You gotta go.
My teeth itch.
He's always picking at his.
There's bugs in the
scabs.
corner of my eye. There's a worm in there. Look hard. You'll see it.
Picking at his scabs on his arms. Like,
Except he made the scabs by scratching, but he thinks they're there because there's bugs.
Can I have a cookie kiss? I love cookie kisses. Where's my cookie kiss?
Okay, roll focus.
Kind of hard to do when I got my baby boy.
Oh, no.
You go get mama.
That was sense.
Go get mama. Go get her. Watch out for the cables, okay? Good job.
Don't push that button.
So nice. I mean,
Goes dark.
he listens better than my teenagers. My teenager.
No, that's what happens is they're good until they
Oh, this
become
is number
teenagers.
5, man. I've been through the.
Yeah.
I've been through it all. You're currently in a chair, a metal chair, in a cell. 3 of the fingers on your left hand are broken.
Now do a
The
magic trick.
manacles on your ankles and on your wrists to the chair are beginning to cut into the skin. There are now 5 officers that have taken off their coats, and their hands are covered in blood, and your face is like a bruised, swollen mass. Now, normally I'm allowed to kill people like you, but you tell those insurance companies to stay out.
You idiots! I was not. I'm literally here to do a freaking show.
Shut up! Tags you in the jaw as you take another body.
That'll leave a
You watch as a tooth.
It's not worth working for State Farm. Okay.
Now, these companies don't like to pay the fees. And people like you come snooping around trying to get them in trouble. And we don't want you here.
Can I show you what I do?
Not anymore.
Punches you again in the chin, and you
That's
feel
what
your
she-
jaw crack as you slip into unconsciousness.
That's what she does
And
now.
I take a scar.
Yep, as you take a scar and you slip into unconsciousness.
Except she can do it for real.
What's that?
Eat your cookie. What are you doing?
Two of you,
Those bodies.
there's a tension on the
Don't
bus.
eat the duck.
You recognize it immediately.
He'll watch you eat
Um,
the cookie.
You're
Yeah, I had one body from the first night, and then two
My
as I
name
got
is
captured.
Duck,
Oh,
and I'm here to float.
And then you took a fourth.
I'm Mr. Ducky.
And the fourth is your scar, and you're now currently unconscious. There's, you can overhear the people on the bus. They're talking about the pressure of keeping a lookout for snoops and snitches and spies. They're talking about how people are going missing. There's been a rash of burglaries and theft of chemicals. There's a palpable sense in the bus that they're all waiting for that proverbial shoe to drop. Like something's going on in the steel. And none of them know
Good.
exactly what it is, but it feels tense. As you two try to blend in, I need you both to give me a hide as you're now trying to blend in with the crowd that's entering into the steel. Don't make it too much harder for me, Ivar. Oh, he's so cute.
Here.
Yeah, you said
Oh, yeah,
so.
Mike.
Just hand him a 9mm.
I got a 6.
5 and a 6. You guys are doing pretty good. You're blending in. The coveralls are working. More importantly, it's working really well with him tagging along. Like,
I'm very nondescript.
yeah, like with him tagging along, it's like
Uh-oh.
it's like the crowds like purposely stay away from you. You know.
He's going to get it for you.
As
What's that?
the
I don't know.
two of you get off at the steel, and you're on the number 12 that takes
Get the
you
rubber ducky. boy.
to
You gonna
the
go down and
foundry
get it?
section of the steel. As you're getting off the bus,
Don't bonk your head.
you watch as 3 of the cops are dragging someone unconscious out of one of the smaller stations, and it looks like a very heavily like pulverized Morgan, and she looks like she's unconscious. Her jaw is swollen, her eye is swollen. You can see a couple of her fingers are just disjointed and kind of off in a different direction. And one of the cops gets into an unmarked car that they kind of drive over to where they're dragging her towards. They stand there looking around, and then they're kind of like looking, paying attention, and they open the trunk and they toss her into the trunk. You then watch as the car begins to take off.
I'm just gonna follow her. Well, is there a car I can boost?
There's a car with an open door, and somebody's at the trunk getting something out of the trunk, and the car is still running.
Okay, so you tap. Yeah, we make a dash for it.
Okay. As you make a dash for that car and get inside, I need you both to give me a control, if you would, please.
I'll use a drive.
Sorry, no, this is finesse,
Oh, finesse.
which is control.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
nerve.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
well,
No,
no, there's
she-
control.
She
in your
was
nerve.
saying something that confused me.
Drive,
so-
shoot.
I
Finesse.
figured there was like a both taking control.
No, they're getting into the car first. Who's driving, though? Are you driving?
I have one in control.
I have 2.
So you're driving.
Okay. And I'm using a drive.
Okay.
Yeah, Bubba. Did
I
you
got a
find your
6.
ducky?
Okay, a 6. What'd
I
you
got a
get? And a 5.
Yeah,
So
found
as
him.
you jump into the driver's seat,
No
the
way.
guy slams the trunk closed to look to see you get in, and then sees you get in, and you just gut it out of there as fast as you can as you begin to kind of maneuver into the traffic and follow the car that you saw her get tossed into. Now give me a control for driving the car.
Okay.
All right.
Did you guys find it?
No, just disappeared.
Oh, connect with my
65.
65, 6 and 5. You stay at a good distance, and you don't get the feeling that they notice you yet. You follow them around and in and out of some of the side streets around the different plants and foundries, and you watch as they pull into an abandoned kind of streetway with a couple different alleys connected to it. And the car stops. And as it stops, you guys kind of stop before turning around the corner to kind of be able to see it.
So we can see around the corner,
Yeah.
but not so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the cop gets out of the car, he puts his jacket back on and kind of puts his bowler on to kind of, he's looking around, sees that everything's empty, doesn't see anybody, pops the trunk. When he pops the trunk, you come back to consciousness. However, what do you feel like your scar would be at this point?
And doesn't it like move things around?
Yeah, yeah, which we can do now. It's kind of the fun part of this.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so obviously they beat my face to a bloody pulp. So
Where do you think like one of what this does is you take one of the things that you have here, you erase it, and you move it anywhere else you want. And then you reflect how the scar that you got.
Like maybe you don't sway people so good anymore because you got a fat lip.
But you're really
Facial
good
Yeah,
at
facial scar or something.
I'm gonna change my sway to a strike. It pissed me off.
Yeah, so you're no longer counting on your kind of performer's charisma, and you now have this natural reflex to be more
Take
physical,
your
more violent.
sway.
you can't erase your mental from X on there. Not oh. That's different. Because you still have one there.
Okay.
So what you would basically do is you have two, go like that instead, and you put them in here.
Okay.
You feel it better because I'm
Okay.
not in a great angle to do that.
Okay. So when he
I'm
opens it
triggered
up,
by that
I'm gonna,
sound now.
with my good hand, I'm gonna punch up and try to hit him.
So as you come to consciousness, and your one fixed eye, and as he comes around and pops open the trunk, and you're looking up at him, give me a sense for starters. Two. There was a time in your past, during your performance, you were almost certain that there was something helping you. There was something giving you a sense of purpose, a focus. And you've always called this thing your shadow, this understanding, this, when you're not doing so well on the stage, this shadow kind of nudges you and pushes you in the right direction. Or a calm voice enters your mind, calming you down. And at this moment, you reach into your pocket and you pull out that silver coin. And you wrap your hand around it. And then you hear that voice in your mind. Let me in. I can help you. Do you let it in?
I'm so far gone.
You reach out and you strike up at the person's face. And you're not sure what made it wet, but as you strike them and then you pull your hand back, there's brain matter, a ruptured eyeball in your fingers. And as you stare up, the entire face of the person is just punched into its skull.
Come here.
I love it.
That's definitely going to leave a
So
scar.
we see this, right?
As you take a bleed.
Gruesome.
And you see this kind of energy pulsing around your hand, and you hear something in your mind. Perfect. I'll never let them hurt you again. From the car, you guys can see that the cop is staring down, looking, and then just totters over, sideways onto the ground.
I'm gonna use that as my cue to
You come
Nice
running,
over there.
yeah, you come running over. What are you doing?
It looks like you got shot
Well,
in the face
open
with
the
a
door to
shotgun.
get
No,
in.
I'm
I'm
jumping
bringing
into
the
the
car
driver's
over.
Oh, you're
next
bringing the
to
car
him.
over. So you gun the car over, and
like right next to him.
yeah, as you come to a screeching halt,
I jump out.
there's Morgan.
I jump out. Morgan, we got a car. Let's go.
She is swollen,
Do you need help?
bruised.
I need help.
I'm gonna help her out.
Okay, you, as you grab onto her, give me a sense, please. Five. You could feel this kind of she's almost vibrating when you grab her. She's not quite manic, but the one good eye that's open because the other one's swollen, you can see the gap from where her tooth got knocked out. Her pupil is like a strange pearlescent yellow, but it's at that moment as she feels you grab onto her, you feel the voice fade. You feel a more tactile presence. You feel more rooted. And as they gently lift you out of the trunk and help you into the car, what do?
Well, we're all in the car now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take off and go back to the red lamp where we left them
We
in
don't
the
have
bar.
DNA or anything in this time period, right?
No, there's no CSI.
Yeah.
And there was just one
I'll
car.
hide the crane.
Well, no,
There was one at the car.
There was another one inside, but he doesn't know what happened right away. So we're trying to get you out of there before they respond to whatever you did to that guy.
So as the four-seater Phoenix, you take out into traffic and into the byways out of the steel, heading towards the border region of the red lamp. You are currently visiting some of your known workers, some of your known sex workers of the red lamp. Give me a read for the next hour of your time as you're visiting them and trying to get a feel for any similarities. 5.
4 and 5 are the same, right?
Oh, well, the 5. Good job. Try again.
Not really. 5 is still better than
Have you roll
4.
for me.
So even though it's a minor success.
Yeah, it was. It's like
I'm gonna have you roll my dice.
It makes a difference.
No, you can take the gilded. It won't make that much of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take the gilded, get that drive back.
You've already rolled 3.
So while she's checking in on some of the sex workers, what are you two doing with your time in the red lamp?
We're also checking.
Are they back yet? No. Okay.
Would I think it's wise to take any of the dossiers with me into town?
Definitely not.
Okay.
You would know that would be very dangerous.
How about just my notes?
Your notes would be fine. They're your notes.
Okay. Take my notes and
Probably
I'll,
put him in
I'll have to
and
code.
all
I
my
will
stuff
try
behind.
to. I've heard about this drug that focuses the mind, and I'm gonna try a little bit of coke and go over my notes.
Okay.
That's good.
Currently
You take
sitting
that-
in the
those
car.
detailed
You
notes
take
of
like
your-
your like third bump, and ooh, yeah, you're focused. You're manic. You're rifling through all the notes.
You take the most detailed notes you've ever made, and then when you look at them tomorrow,
They're
all
just
the-
squigglies. They're just all squigglies.
Yeah, I'm a little wired.
Roy, what are you doing with your time? Waiting for them to come back.
I'll just get in like the back corner of a bar, get myself a whiskey and a beer,
Okay.
and let the brown push it down. Forget about my best friend who died.
Yeah. You.
Wait.
While you're sitting in the car, give me, because you're still technically going through your notes. Give me a focus as you go through your notes.
What is that? It's cocaine. You don't want anything about it. It makes you feel good and forget about all your problems. I think I want me some of that cocaine.
Sebastian.
It makes your bad feelings feel good.
Ew.
I think I want me some cocaine.
A 1, 2, and a 3.
A 1, 2, and a 3. Did you use a drive?
Oh.
The 2 was gilded.
Did you use a drive?
No, I didn't.
You have 3 dice on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. When you did all your. That's right, because you had all the extra ones. So that's right.
That's how I
Yeah.
built myself. Yes.
I love it. I mean, it's still a shitty roll, though.
Yeah. I'm high. So I'm high.
Yeah.
I have this great
Yeah.
idea that's not true. So
Did you play before and get extra?
So, well, no, it's
you can't have over 2.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, you can because it's
They
the way
said
you
in
build
the
your character.
beginning, you can't
Yeah,
have more than 2.
he add. Everybody gets to add so many
You were
after
allowed to add.
their
So-
base. We
So
never
there's
did
the
that
base
first time
amount?
around.
And then you were free to take 3 and add them anywhere you want.
You could have added it.
Because when I read it in the book, it said I could put anywhere, but I can't have any ability over 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I never. Yeah.
I don't remember reading that.
I just read it.
then why would there be 3 dots?
Because when you raise level,
when you go up, when you hit milestones. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I think he's right because I remember
I just
reading
read
that.
it. You want to reread it?
No, I believe you. Is that
Erase? 'Cause
yeah?
I have 2 abilities of 3.
Yeah, erase the ones that are at 3 down to 2, and then to put those other 2 somewhere else.
Sorry, man.
No, that makes sense because I remember reading that.
Does
But
that mess with my drives too?
no, it does not.
Okay.
You still get
Your
6
drives
drives to
are,
put anywhere you want,
yeah.
above and beyond the ones you already have.
Correct. It's
And
just
then
the
you
AP
You can put those anywhere, but you just can't make any of them over 3 to begin with.
to begin with. You're right. Yep.
Okay. Wow, I really screwed you up, Bill. Sorry.
No,
it's
I
okay.
mean Bill and Bill's still learning the game, so
I didn't
You know.
remember that rule. So.
Because if
Well,
I was
it's in
wrong, I was going to move some of my stuff around and
no,
make threes.
it makes
but-
sense because I remember reading that in the character development.
Am I just a cookie holder for you? Is that
Yep.
what my life is now?
Yep, cookie holder.
Here.
You're a grandpa.
Eat your cookie,
Grandpa.
or Grandpa's going to eat it. Well,
he's got such a serious busybody look on his face.
I know he's a good dice roller.
I'm busy.
He rolled 3
rolling
dice that rolled better than me my whole last D&D adventure. I'm going to have him be my official dice roller.
That's probably he'll be your dice tower.
Yeah. He'll be my official dice tower.
You guys tried to do that when he was younger with the squishy dice.
Here.
Grandpa Ivar makes weird noises. Kind of makes like
Ready?
mommy.
Okay, so I come up with a brilliant conclusion in my
So, with you being in, you're currently in a bar called the Hideaway,
Okay.
in the Red Lamp. You two are driving back with Morgana back to meet them in the Red Lamp, and you're currently out treating some of your clients that you know exist in the sex industry.
And I gotta make success. So
Gotta find. Hold on, we'll get to you in a minute. You're obviously high.
Looks like a casserole down there.
You see a shadow kind of hover over you, and you kind of look out the window, and there's this seedy guy. His elbows are on the door, and he kind of looks in towards you, and your pupils are just blown out to all hell. You've got paperwork like all over the front dash, and you're kind of twitching in a manic way.
Stop shaking. Stop shaking.
And
Stop shaking.
This guy's like got an exposed blade in his hand that he's kind of
Okay.
tapping against his chin. Hey, you okay there, buddy?
Yeah. What you want?
Why don't you get out of the car?
I can't.
Oh, you just gotta try harder.
Kind of busy.
He opens up the door and he reaches in. Give me a move, if you would, please.
Eat that cookie bowl. What you doing?
I'm going to. Okay, so
Totally trying to-
I have nothing in move.
So it's 2 dice, and then you take the lower of the roll.
I have 3 drives in move.
Okay? You can add drives to increase the number of dice. So if you add a drive, you roll
Just roll
1
one
dice,
die.
but it's not a disability.
I'm gonna
If you add
2.
2 drive, then you can roll 2 dice.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Boy, we're just going through the dice. We haven't even started.
Double ones.
Someone gets yanked out of the car.
He grabs you, and as he pulls you towards him, you feel the blade go into your gut. And he tosses you to the ground, jumps in your car, and then drives away. But he clips the curb, and you feel one of the tires roll over your foot.
Wait.
And you hear,
Isn't his driver in the front seat too?
no, you guys didn't take his car.
Oh.
You took the bus. You feel the bus roll over your foot. And you hear as your foot breaks. And you look down at the blood pouring out of your stomach as you take 2 body.
awesome.
I'm the adventurer, and I literally haven't got anything done to me, and the professors are getting their asses kicked.
I'm healing people who are very sick.
Learn from my mistakes. Anytime I get a result of 3 or less than a roll, describe what lesson I learned from my failure, and refresh 1 drive point of your choice.
There you go. Go for
Don't fuck around with someone who has blade drawn.
Don't get high when you're researching.
Don't get high in the red light district without a partner.
Of course, if you think about it, because you're high, your blood is going even faster.
Squirt.
You see it, but you don't feel it.
Yeah, you start finger
Wow,
painting.
man. That looks like my foot bent in half.
We're off to just
I don't know how to use
a
babies.
start.
Just
You are
Okay.
deep enough in the red lamp. You're in one of the third-story
Don't you
tenements where the girls live above
Oh.
the club.
I never.
The speakeasy
I never
down
lived with my
below
nephews.
Really?
is
They freak me
it's
out.
called the Leave 'em. And
I
so
see.
you're
I
up
know.
in the studio apartments, like the studio
Yes.
tenements.
A little bit.
You don't want to hurt them.
The bodyguard,
Like, you know how
on
people
the
are
top
babies when they
floor,
first have a
is like
baby?
standing in front of
You
the
think you're
door,
gonna
and he
break
goes,
No, I know.
"Hey, listen, do me a favor, room
love it.
12.
He goes like
She's-
this. He goes,
Been acting kind of strange." Yeah.
And is it someone who I really know?
Not necessarily, because the people
You're
that
teaching them so
inhabit the
well.
room change on a regular basis.
so great.
So-
I love it.
Do I know this guy?
I'm gonna start rolling my dice.
Yeah,
like that 'cause
he's a bouncer. His job
Roll
is to make
six,
sure
watch.
that no
Let me
one
see if-
fucks with
I'm
the
sure.
workers.
Oh, I like to think of
Look, I just did it.
character as one who knows the, who knows
I'm gonna roll
what my
dice like Dash.
She comes through here because she has seen him before. It's like, oh, Bruce, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. He's like, "Hey, man, listen. It's good that you come, and no one else ever comes here to help these folks out. Listen, I'm not supposed to let anyone in. You know that, right? But listen, the gal down in 12, something wrong with her. She's not like, I don't know. There's something strange. Can you go check her out?"
my best.
He kind of opens the door for you and closes it when you go into the hallway. It's like one of those seedy hotel hallways, only without the modern day existence.
It's
Just
got the
makes it
shining
worse.
carpet though, right?
No, not carpet. It's got like,
It's like
It's no tell motel.
a
yes,
Fairy Farm Haunted Hotel.
yeah, and like you get into the hallway and like, ever since they've introduced electricity to Newfaire, like the steel, the soffit, the varnish, like all these hoity-toity areas, all have like better electricity than most. You got to walk in here, and the little electric
Oh, got
lamps
your
that
nose.
are like up in the main
Nope.
hallway are hanging off
Want
these
your nose back?
slightly exposed wires, and every now and then the bulb like flickers or it sparks as you walk underneath it.
Yeah, shakes her head.
Yeah, you like there's a young man kind of lingering and just kind of giving
What
you
are
the
you
eyes. You
doing?
walk by.
Crazy. It was my fault.
A couple of young ladies are lingering. That typical hallway, like
Oh,
they're
really?
waiting for those clients to arrive at some point. And then you get to doorway 12. It's partially open, like it's cracked open.
I
I just wanted to stay back at the house.
survey the area or something.
Yeah, you're stabbed with a broken foot and you're
Am
high
I
as a
seeing
kite.
anything that
You didn't
Typical
have to
night in the
take
red
the
light
I don't
call.
want to
district.
say vibes, but reminds me of things that I might have seen that were bad?
It's not your worst ones.
You can give me a sense. See if you pick up on anything.
Nothing bad, but
You're gonna go through the adventure with a broken ankle. Broken foot.
Foot doctor.
One,
Foot doctor.
they're like, there's this palpable fear when you stand there as you take a break.
Something's gonna have teeth
We're
in it.
getting all effed up tonight.
I have a feeling something's gonna have teeth that's not supposed to have teeth.
Vagina dentata.
Dude, that's a movie. That's a
I
movie.
know, I've seen it.
No,
You guys got to remember, she's a dude.
it's called teeth.
She's a frat boy.
It's not wrong.
I remember when I first started playing with you guys, I was so worried. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something wrong and everybody's gonna hate me. And then she opened her mouth, and I was like, thank God. Yeah, I'm gonna offend his
No,
innocent
no,
little
no.
girlfriend. No.
Do you go in?
I am going to kind of reluctantly use my
Okay, we're rolling.
and kind of push it open.
Yeah, like.
You're funny, buddy. So it works.
Just gloves.
Yeah, you put on
You guys
your
put
you put your mask and your gloves on as you come in. That's pretty
So let's go.
terrifying, actually.
Look, if I have it like a six,
You kind of like, give
It
me
rolled a six.
give me a move as you come in.
he knows a scam already. He's not even. He's two now, and he knows a scam. Let's see.
Nice.
That was good.
As you come in, somebody goes running right by you as you come in. You don't catch a glimpse of them. They try to knock you down, but you manage to move out of the way. And you can hear them running as fast as they can. You hear Bruce yell at them, "Hey, stop!" And then you kind of lose track of whatever's going on. You look over on the twin-size bed, and these rooms aren't very fancy. It's usually a chair, a table. Yes. No one can hear you through that damn thing.
They come out of the room.
Yes, they brush by you as they
now. You
run,
opened your mask.
and they tried to knock you down, but you managed to dodge. They go by you into the hallway, and they're running fast enough that they manage to get by Bruce. You can hear him yelling for them to stop. As you survey the room, you can see the kind of simple setup in place, but it's got a strange kind of smell, a foul smell to it. Very run down and damp and unclean smell to it. And you could see a woman lying on the bed in her like simple linen shirt and shorts. And she's lying face down, but half on, half off the bed. And you can see blood-stained sheets kind of pooling around her form.
Does she look like
It's
she's
bedazzled.
stabbed, or
It's bejazzled.
you know, crevices?
Give
Oh, wow, look at that one. That was
me
a lot of effort.
give me a focus.
That would really wear on my
if
tongue.
you would, please.
Focus.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm gonna use
I like the MP though. Bejazzled.
4.
Four.
And they use and got it back.
Okay.
Express yourself.
You're not really sure how she might have died. Her head is at a weird angle. She seems to have also got puncture wounds into her ribs, as well as like blood kind of pouring out of her nose. But the puncture wounds look strange, and they're kind of festering a bit.
Can I use my medical equipment and a bleed containment vial to extract some of this pus?
Yeah, give me a
No.
control if you would,
Right.
please.
Gross.
What are you doing with the casserole?
She's extracting pus.
She's extracting pus from her
That
casserole.
ones.
Double ones.
Oh, it's squirting your eye. Nice.
As
I'm
you,
wearing my mask, okay?
It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth.
it's in my mouth.
It's the second. That's the second worst thing I ever had in my mouth.
The second worst.
I swear our dice think we're playing GURPS.
Yeah, right. You
Double
kind of
ones.
get out the
What are you
little
doing,
vial
pal?
and you take your little implement and you go towards the wound with the intent of like kind of scraping a bit of
We
the
have the mask on right
yeah
now.
yeah is you go to scrape a bit of the festering wound. You then watch as like a strange kind of insect like arachnid like
Loves
tendril
insects,
comes
yeah.
out and it pulls itself out of the wound and it's got like a leech like mouth that comes out, and as you're looking at it, it just snaps at your finger and digs deep into your finger, and you feel the bone break in your finger as you take a body. And you're like, oh, you fling it off your finger, and it goes flying across the room, and as you're looking at the body on the bed, you watch as like its skin boils, like there's hundreds of them in its body. What do you do?
I light it on fire!
I might not exactly.
The old Carolyn's character would have done that.
Not this one, because this one doesn't have access to explosive and fire elements.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't get that as a character. As a knight.
What?
So what are you doing?
Okay, did the thing that fell over there die?
You can't see it. It's skittered away.
I want to
Okay.
blow up the town and Newfaire.
I don't want to mess with insect venereal disease insects.
She got crabs.
Yeah, it's literally
Got
crab.
crabs.
Can
Arachnid crabs.
Crab.
Crab.
I don't know
Crabs
how
are.
much, I don't know
Crabs
how
are
much
in
time
that.
I have. Can I
Right.
back away a
These
little
are
bit?
going
Can I
away.
patch up my wound?
Okay. So you start backing away. You start wrapping the bite. And it hurts, and it's like there's almost kind of like an acidic response to the bite.
Patch up?
Okay.
I think I can use this on myself. I think. See, when you use it for makes a big roll.
Don't we all get a med kit?
Your finger's
No,
been
no,
impregnated.
it's on someone else.
Okay, then I can't use
Do we
that.
get a med kit?
Don't we all get med kits?
Are you suggesting I'm not my
I don't
own
think we put med kit.
I thought
I
it was a
suggest
given.
very little all the time.
If
So as you're-
anything, you're your own worst enemy.
Yeah, so like as you back away, the door's still open. You feel Bruce come running. What the heck is going?
Hey, Bruce?
He looks. What's going on in here?
What?
No,
There's
don't
something crawling inside of her. She's dead.
What? He pushes you aside, goes walking over and looks down at the body, just as the whole body
No,
ruptures.
Bruce!
It ruptures upward. He's immediately covered in her guts, and
My
like
favorite pig.
dozens
No!
and dozens of these creatures start like stinging
I know.
and stabbing
I'm
you.
going in there and I'm gonna back him off of him. I don't want him getting hurt.
Give me a control, or give me
Oh.
a strike.
You're the pimp's mom. You're gonna try to save him. I'd kick him right into the bed and close the
Two.
door and
So as you're
burn
like
it.
trying to bat them off, and he's like struggling and he's blind. You watch as one of the creatures just splits his eye open and crawls into his skull. And he goes, ah! And he goes running like he thinks he's heading for the door, but he's going the wrong way. He goes towards the window. Down in the alleyway down below, 3 stories. You look and you watch as dozens of these creatures disappear into the alleyway. And you just see the ruptured form of his body. You look over at the bed. It's just viscera and gore on the
Is there
bed.
anything left of them? Can I
Not that
have-
you can see. Give me a survey as you start looking around.
roll something that actually helps me. Okay, that's a 5 and a 6.
Do you have 2 dice for this one?
Yes.
Okay, so you gotta remember, you gotta tell me which dice you pick.
Yes, I roll a 6.
Okay, so as you look around, there's a small arachnid leg from one of them. Other than that, you don't see any other parts. You just see the leg, and it's still twitching on the ground. It's like doing that mindless kind of
in the
nerve.
vial.
You like you put the stopper on, and now you're starting to hear the sirens.
Bruce.
Totally
She's
gonna
gonna
make a jazz
cross
and
herself.
do it.
You head out, and you see panic looks from other people as they
Stay
quickly,
out of there.
yeah, they
I
like
can
quickly
make it
shut
look
their
like an
doors. You head out to the landing, head down the stairs, and you start heading back to where you left everybody. Roy, you're currently on your 3rd drink.
Mhm.
Give me a.
I'm sipping them. I'm not guzzling.
No, but you're on your 3rd because they're little tiny drams. They're not.
I'm just
Big
having that and
pours.
then sipping and drinking my beer. I'm not trying to get buzzed or anything.
Okay, so you're not trying to get buzzed.
No, I said I'm just having a beer and a
Well,
shot.
you said push it down with the brown.
Yeah, I'm pushing it down with some brown. I'm just not gonna like guzzle the whole thing.
That's fair. The crowd here is that very kind of working class crowd hoping for that opportunity that you know they'll never get. You kind of begin to just kind of scan the crowd. The waitress comes over. Another one, dear? Give you a shorty.
Yeah, just maybe a beer.
Okay. Comes back with a bottle of beer and clocks it off. I've seen you around here before. What's your name, dear?
Buck,
Oh.
and I like to play checkers.
Give me a sway when you say that.
Okay. A sway. Where the hell's that? Oh, there it is. All right. Well, my sway is going to be 2 dice that are going to be shitty. I'll take the shittiest one. I don't sway good. 1.
1.
Yeah.
She just rolls her eyes, whatever, and just kind of walks away from the table.
Yeah.
Give me a survey. if you would,
Okay.
please.
A survey. Yeah. Okay. I got 1 dice on that. A 6.
6. I
didn't use the Sebastian.
Yeah.
Like sideways.
Leaning on, like leaning over a bar, like kind of lost in their drink, and they're kind of a bit wobbly on the bar stool. You see this guy kind of look up. He's got a scruffy beard, kind of a military style haircut, but very scraggly looking. He's wearing kind of like a canvas jacket that you've seen as like a military jacket, but he's got like a flannel shirt underneath, and kind of greasy, worn out pants. But when he turns to look and says something to the waitress, you recognize the guy. The other guy's name is Philip. He's handled some contacts for you before, but you've never seen him this down and out before. He's looking drunk and like he hasn't seen a good meal. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he looks homeless to you. But last time you worked with him, you had gotten some of your museum contacts through him. He was making pretty decent money managing your network. He doesn't look as good this time. He looks pretty bleak.
How far away is he?
He's maybe 100 feet away at the bar.
Oh, geez, that's a long way. I'll walk over.
Okay, you start walking towards him.
Take my beer with me.
That's in sweet.
Hey, Phil.
Huh? Who's?
It's
Oh,
Buck.
fuck.
It's Buck.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What?
What's wrong, man?
No, I've just been here drinking all day, man. You know, it's just not paying as good as it used to. Hey, you went up north recently. I heard about your friend. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry
well,
about that.
yeah, I don't talk about it. Anyway,
It's rough business.
what do you mean business ain't good?
I got caught up in a thing. And
Let's go back to my table.
yeah, you buying?
Of course I'm buying.
It's my buddy stumbles.
Do they
and
have
catch
food
him.
here too?
They have snacks.
Snacks?
Yeah, like chips and pretzels. And like
Okay.
little, like
I'll
Dodger
take-
snacks. You
okay.
know? You kind of take him over to your table, sit him down, and he just smells of piss and shit and vinegar and drinking too much. Bit of the meat sweat's kind of creeping through because he probably hasn't bathed in at least 2 or 3 days.
All right.
You sit him down at the table. And yeah, man. Look, you know me. I've always been kind of safe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it was, you know, that old adage: if the pay is too good, then it's way too good.
Yeah, something
Probably
wrong.
not. Yeah, something wrong. So
But you took the pay.
it was. Really, hey, I needed the money, man.
What'd you do?
My ex is hounding me. I don't even have a car anymore.
Tell me about it.
I took a gig
Okay.
with the Hawthorne Chemical Company.
Doing what?
Well, they needed drivers, and you know, it's just drive out. You sit in the car or in the truck. You wait till they finish, and then you leave. I didn't think anything about it. I figured
Finish what?
I figured they were doing illegal dumping. You know
Okay.
how those chemical
Yeah.
companies are, right?
All right.
And man, they've been churning shit out of the steel like crazy, man. There's so much opportunity out there. It's crazy. But here's the thing: I went there, gave me a truck to drive, drove to a warehouse in the Irons. Which I thought was kind of weird, but it is what it is. We get there, and they're putting these barrels in my truck. I'm thinking, oh, just a quick, simple chemical dump. I'll make some cash. We're done. I'll be out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So no one drove with me. All I had to do was drive to the site. There was someone there waiting down at the
To
harvest barn.
unload and all that.
Yeah.
You just sat in the truck and waited.
So I
What'd you see that you weren't
get
supposed
down
to?
to Hollow Harbor, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And they unload the drums. Here's the thing, man. I was standing outside having a cigarette.
Mhm.
There was someone in one of them drums.
Like a body?
Well, I can hear them asking for help. I figured, you know what? I shouldn't get involved in shit like that. I didn't think about it.
What were they doing with the drums?
They were putting it on a ship.
What's the name of the ship?
They were putting it on the Greens Keep. It's one of those factory ships down there in the docks.
I was gonna say the SS Minnow.
It's called the Greens Keep. It's one of them factory ships that they process fish on. It's
Okay.
those big fisheries.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything about it, but then, you know, another truck showed up, and then another truck showed up, and look, man, it's been bothering me ever since, man. I can't sleep. I can't think straight. All I can hear is that person weakly asking for help, scratching at the inside of the drum, man. And I'm feeling bad about that gig. I'm feeling really bad about that gig. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do.
You didn't do nothing wrong. You took a gig. You didn't put somebody in a barrel.
Yeah, but I didn't stop him.
If you would have tried to stop him, you know what would have happened? What would have happened?
What? Yeah, I know. Could have been me in that drum.
That's right. Hey, you're talking to the right guy. I can help out. You need to get cleaned up, man. I can use you. I can get some money to get you back on your feet, get you a place to stay, get you cleaned up. I'm not good at sway. Let's see. I'm going to use my sway here. Okay, so I have no sway. So I'm going to use mind over matter, because if you don't mind, then you don't matter, right? So when you were told to use a specific action on a roll, you may take a brain mark.
Maybe heal them.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can.
To utilize-
patchwork, you can't, but
To utilize an alternate action
stitch.
instead,
Stitch.
you may also spend the drive that corresponds with the chosen action. Describe how you adapt to the situation.
okay.
So I'm going to use I'm going to use my strike. Well, I'm not going to strike him, but I'm going to go, look, man, you got to get your shit together.
Ooh, I like that. Go for it.
Okay. And so I'm going to use
Is that
that.
a training die as well?
So that is it's a
No,
mark.
on the charger.
This is
Oh, yeah.
one that this is a train.
Okay.
So I also have what do you call it? The little diamond?
Gilded. But
Oh wait,
the
no,
gilded's
the
not
moves is
additional.
just gilded. Never mind.
Yeah.
Strike. Okay, so I can use 2 dice on my strike, but I'm gonna use one of my other drives to get 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh wait. Yes,
Oh!
a 6.
Nice.
Okay.
You grab him by the scruff. You shake him out of his drunken stupor and his complaining. You just get in his face. His
Get with it,
eyes
man.
go wide, and he's like instantly sober. He's like, "All right, man. All right. Listen, I'm staying out at the side hole. As best I can afford.
Side hole?
The side hole.
Oh, side hole.
And look, if you ever need me, come find me there. I'll work for you. Just a few bucks here and there. I'll get my network back up and going again.
I'll give you $20 a week.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Okay.
enough?
Yeah. I can. Thanks, man. Thanks. And he like
Here, I'll give him $40.
he folds it,
Don't
jams it into his
drink.
pocket.
Clean yourself up. You smell like shit.
He gets up. He goes, okay, I got this, and he immediately heads towards the door. As you're coming back, looking frantic.
Okay,
From
Summer,
what just
get all your
happened.
shit together and put it in the bag.
You
Get all
pass
your
by the hideout,
shit together.
which is the name of the bar, that he starts coming out of. As the two of you come back to where you know he's supposed to be with the bus, you guys pull up in the car with a very injured Martha in the back seat. And all of you kind of converge at the same time to see no bus and
Strange car.
the professor. Yeah, you see a strange car with these 3 in it, and you see the professor on the ground, blood flowing from his stomach, and his foot like turned a different direction.
Jeez! What the hell, Reggie? Get up!
And then as you pick him up,
Don't move
I'm
it.
fine. I'm fine.
I put him in the car.
I'm
We're
fine.
getting out of
he
here.
goes, he's like,
I can fix it.
his
I can fix it.
pupils
I'm fine. I'm fine.
are
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You watch as he reaches into his pocket.
Come back.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
What happened to you? I shove him in the car and get in. I go, what happened to you,
As
man?
you shove him in the car to start getting in, there's Morgan in the back seat, eyes swollen. She's got pieces of brain matter in her finger. Her tooth is missing. She's covered in her own blood and somebody else's blood.
What?
And then there's catatonic Mary that gets in. She's just like,
Honey
Never-
exploded, honey
never-
exploded, honey
Guy comes in with a knife. Just do what he
I
says.
censor myself
Just do what he
and
says.
I get to work because
Yeah.
this
Correct.
guy can't breathe.
okay.
I'm gonna-
So you're gonna do patchwork on him?
Yeah, so he doesn't breathe.
Okay.
Okay, I roll.
You're driving.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare in this car.
Right.
It's just
Like
at first she's
nothing more
catatonic and then
everywhere.
starts working on the
This
two of them,
is-
starting with him.
This is Reservoir Dogs. You're gonna be okay, man. You're gonna be okay. I'm dying. No, you're not gonna die. You're gonna live.
I rolled a 6, so I
Get him to the clinic.
he heals one body.
Okay, so you get a body back. Okay.
We don't all fit in the car, do we?
You do, but you're on laps.
That's
All right. So the reason I got my brain is because that story he told me was fucked up.
Yeah.
So that's
Fair.
why I thought I could
Okay.
use that at the time. Right.
You're driving.
yeah.
You kind of pull
Use
away.
brains.
I asked the doctor where she wants me to take us. Figure
Honestly,
like
it's my clinic because they are leaving people, and I need to disinfect whatever this is.
Yeah, and we're
Okay,
gonna have
so-
to dump the
What
car.
happened to
yeah, I
you?
figured I was thinking maybe a bus stop,
Like-
but I mean we can take her to the clinic and then we can get rid
You're
of
like
the car.
looking at her poorly wrapped finger, and there's like green pus like dripping out from underneath the bandage. And all of you notice that she's like, Leda, as the pus drips away and hits the seat, it burns like acid and sizzling on the leather.
What if-
I take out my bowie knife. We gotta take care of that hand.
What does it taste like?
You're not gonna have
You're not a surgeon. You're just a doctor.
You want to cut off her finger?
No, I was kidding.
Let's cut the
I mean, there's
right?
purple
Lines
striations running up
coming-
her arm. It looks,
It's venomous.
and it's getting, and you're beginning to notice a fever is forming on her forehead. I mean, give me a sense as you look
Get
at
your
it.
mechanical finger, Doc.
All right, so
Sure, I'll
You're
take-
driving.
yeah, I'm getting this back.
I'll
to the
take a
clinic.
sense,
You're heading towards the
but
clinic.
I'm
at
gonna
this
be
point.
overly enthusiastic about whatever role I get
Yeah.
because I think I know what I'm doing. A 4?
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I got a 1
a
because I have
what?
to roll less.
I
than-
mean, it's got to be blood poison. You've seen
Yeah.
it before in your trips.
right.
If you don't take that finger off, she's gonna get a severe infection, and probably die.
Doctor, yeah, and I'll figure it out myself. Don't you?
She's fevered.
Give me a strike as you do that.
Okay.
You give me a move as he does it.
I'm supposed to be the one striking and moving, guys. I'm the doctor.
I'll use a drive.
Doctor
I rolled
heals
two
by
Go,
yourself.
go
Two
bash.
fives? Okay.
I got a 5.
That's a disadvantage.
Yeah, so you got a 5, you got a 5. Her hand slips out of your hand, and as you bring down the blade, because it's so packed back there,
Yeah.
you dig the blade into Morgan's leg. And she takes another body.
Wait, a 5? I rolled a 5.
Yeah, but
I can see if
High
I rolled a
risk
1.
because of the condition that you were in.
Everybody stop slapping their swords around.
Ooh,
Sorry,
another
Morgan.
one, too. That
Uh,
immediately gets the professor's attention.
Doc, we gotta get her
Slapping
help.
swords.
No, you think that's why we're going to my clinic?
Doc, we gotta get her help.
Patch his ass up
I already patched up his side, so he's not.
Yeah, so you pull the car up in
Literally
front of
everybody.
in front of the clinic, and you guys all pile out of
I'm
the
the
car,
adventurer.
and
I'm
you
the one
start.
supposed to get my ass.
You unlock the clinic door, bringing everybody in.
Somebody get rid of that car. We don't know who belongs to.
yeah, I was Angelica. You want to
I'll
ditch the
just
car? Or
go
you
see
want me
You
to?
just sell
Make
it.
somebody go with you.
He just puts a brick on the accelerator, points it toward the river.
Disposal.
Man, I can take some
All right.
fights.
I carry these two into the clinic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great. Now you
So
guys
as
gonna be
all
a-
of them
a-
pile into
like
the
a-
clinic, you're sitting in the car. It's backseat's just covered in gore and blood. There's acidic burns on the seat. It's just a mess, but
Get
I
it
stick
in a
my
chop
finger
shop.
in some serious disinfectant so that I would know that would need
We used to have a name for our circle
Okay.
now.
Trying to take care of
What's
it.
that?
you're
Yeah,
in the car.
Charnel.
The days come to an end,
sounds a
and
good one.
the
Carnage.
evening's about to fall in the city. There's where she is because she borders the
Royal
Hollow Harbor,
Society of-
and she's located on the border of the Hollow Harbor. And where are you? You are actually in the South Soffit, the border between the harbor ward, or the Hollow Harbor. You-
dinosaur battles.
The best place for you to dump a car or to get rid of it is that there's the reek out in the Nine Irons, the kind of community of poor people that live in an old landfill. It's always been your best place to go when you need to do rid of things.
It probably gets stripped instantly.
So
It
you're
sits
like
there.
you're driving through town. You get to the outskirts of Newfaire, get to the
Then someone's
irons,
living
you
in the
drive
house.
out to the old landfill, looking up at
The
the
tarp
at
over it.
the bastion, the prison up on top of the cliff. And you drive into shadow, and you're like, never gonna get me. And then you kind of like pull into the landfill area.
Gonna get me.
You get to the edge of the reek, and you find one of those kind of old abandoned fishing trawlers that's been gutted and kind of turned out into a hideout. You watch as a girl that you know, she goes by the name of Tara. She comes out of an opening in the gutted out portion of the fishing trolley. She sees you pull up. She goes, "Nice score, girl. Nice score. What the usual for this one?"
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, Tim, pull this one in.
Ironically, it's our next car.
Big grease ball comes out. He's like covered in mechanics grease and nasty overalls. He goes, "Ah, yeah, that's a nice one. That's like one of them undercover units. Yeah." He gets in and pulls it.
Stole the undercover car.
I'm gonna search the car first.
Give me a survey as you search the car.
Don't forget Bastion way. Bashway. There you go. There you go.
That or, they find our
How
stolen bicycle.
does that work? Bastion, you're a miracle worker.
Whoever rolled in, high five.
That's awesome.
Oh, fist bump. No! Explosion. And go back together.
You actually find kind of like the back seat pulls up. You find the latch that lets it pull up. And there are maybe a dozen purses, like 5 wallets. There's all of this like paraphernalia that's been stashed underneath the car.
My powder.
Couple shotguns, couple hand revolvers, at least like 2 kilos of heroin, and
We
you
got you
find
fixed up, buddy.
another kilo of opium.
You're gonna go on the
One
nod, buddy.
kilo of heroin?
2,
2 kilos.
and then a kilo of opium. This was
You're
a
gonna wake up and be
serious
like,
drug
"Man,
running
heroin
car.
makes my blood hurt."
Most of the purses and wallets that you find are of people's identity, but you find 4 wallets that match 4 of the murder victims.
Oh shit.
Oh, snap. Cops involved.
They beat up our friend.
Well, they beat her up
That's
for a
just-
different reason that you don't know yet.
They hate magicians.
Witchcraft.
We don't
Yeah,
like your
witchcraft.
kind. With your
She turned me into a newt.
with your cups and balls. Boom!
Your cups and balls.
They just take a hammer to her hand. You ain't never gonna do any kind of card trick again.
We don't like carnies.
That's right.
Small hands.
Guess our
Tara
weights.
kind of throws her arm around your shoulders and just kind of squeezes you tight and goes, "It's a good catch. These undercover cars are hard to boost. Where'd you get this one?"
They left it running.
Ah, figures. They're such idiots. They're so easy sometimes. Hey, what are you working on these days?
This and that.
There's someone I'm looking for.
Okay.
She goes by the name of Rachel. Rachel Harrow. She's one of them rich bitches.
Rachel Harrow.
Yeah.
Rich
She's
bitches.
she's the youngest daughter of the Harrows. They kind of run some of the factories over in the steel. She's gone missing, and I've been banging her father. But evidently,
Is he
drunk enough, stupid enough, doesn't matter.
I mean, you drunk or him drunk?
Him mostly, yeah. But always an opportunity to learn a possible good score. Listen, things are a little crazy at the Harrow household because of this. He's crying like a little baby about how his daughter's missing and his wife is all upset. They're really rich. Maybe put a team together. Little B&E. Evidently, they're not even living there right now because they think their daughter's been kidnapped. So they're kind of being, the periphery's got them kind of sequestered.
You know the best way into the house?
I think I might, yeah.
Yeah.
So either get wind of this Rachel Harrow, let me know, and maybe we can get a finder score for this. But
Or both.
I know where their house is in the Silver Slip, and gotta tell you, be a good score. I'm talking about safe, jewels, art. Evidently,
What are you doing?
evidently, there's some family that run a chemical company called the Hawthorne Chemical Company. Tons of money. I'm telling you, B&E, be a good gig.
Yeah. I'll put a team together.
Tim, drive her home, man. Get her out of here. Tim comes out. Yeah. All right. Take you to the bus station. You can go from there.
That'd be good.
And with that, that's where we're going to leave off tonight. As you guys are gathered at the clinic,
What'd she give me for the car?
she gave you the usual $500 for the boosted car.
What I'm going to do, since I still have one thing that I can do, I'm going to use another bleed container. I'm going to basically stick my finger in it and use like kind of like a venom extractor to try to drip whatever is in me.
You mean
Container
in
as well?
the next
Okay.
game? Okay.
No, she could do that.
Oh, all right.
We're going to do some resource burn anyway.
Okay, cool.
But we got to do our points.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure I did something illegal.
well, before we do our character keys,
Okay.
we have to do.
Did you destroy container destroy a source of bleed? At the end of every assignment?
No.
No, I don't feel like
it.
it.
I got that thing.
Would you provide comfort or support for those affected?
No, you got jacked up by bleed.
Well, technically, you have your coin now that's infected with bleed.
Yeah.
So I'll say you guys managed to contain a source of bleed.
I also heard the bug thing.
Bug thing.
Well,
that-
You didn't contain it. It contained your ass.
She's got the tentacle.
Well, you got one of the
But that's-
arachnid legs.
But that's
Yeah.
not-
But you don't know if that's bleed or not yet. That's the only
Alright.
problem.
Did you provide comfort or support for those affected? I
He
mean,
emptied that entire shelf.
I tried to chop her
Alright.
finger off.
Yeah.
I tried.
What was the second one?
did you provide comfort or support for those affected?
Yeah, he brought us into the.
I chopped into her
Yeah,
leg,
so we-
trying to chop her.
I would
Finger
say yes.
We got him
What's the
back to
third
the
one?
clinic
Did you
to
bring
get
something
help.
of importance back for Candela Obscura to study?
Now that
Like
her
I said,
wound.
Her
I
leg,
think
her
her
the leg, the insect leg.
And the
My
insect
bad.
leg. Yeah. Okay. So you guys get
So-
point. I think you get 4 points for doing all three.
Now, what about illumination keys?
So the illumination keys at the bottom. We'll start with the dock.
No, that's a earn 2 if some but not all players fulfilled an illumination key during their session. So
Yeah, we got to go around to
These are-
see.
for every yes, fill in a point on the illumination track.
Okay.
So that's 3 that we get because destroy a container's source of bleed, provide comfort, and bring something back.
Correct.
Yeah,
So you
so
get all
that's
3
three.
for that. So keys.
Well, I almost avoided a fight, but I did aid an ally.
Yep. Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Yep.
You didn't get any on yours?
Any?
No, I got beat to a pulp beforehand.
What are all of
The
yours?
former trick.
She managed to, yeah,
Yeah, she did. She slipped her cuffs.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
slipped
she
your
slipped her
cuffs.
cuffs,
That's,
that's
a trick.
right.
Yeah.
and she like inhaled her dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Just because you didn't do it well doesn't mean you didn't do it.
I think I kind of got protect someone as far as getting her in the car.
Yep,
and
did
then
with that one.
Brandon would be acting.
I
tact-
reference
Tactically.
research.
You
were
did.
high that you did it.
I discussed history of the
The Nakoa.
the
Yep.
voodoo.
Okay.
I definitely did something.
Stole
That's
the
got full
undercover
points for
police
tonight. That
car.
was pretty cool.
All right, so everybody did
So
something.
we get a milestone.
I think we both did something illegal. What was the thing with the thing at the beginning? We got 5
So I think a milestone allows you to
But I don't get.
burn
I don't get
points back
elimination
for the
key that.
3 for either stitch, refresh, or
I don't-
Train.
The bolded circles represent milestones which may have mechanical benefits depending on what abilities your circle chooses.
right. So now you can
When your
execute.
circle hits a milestone, because the one that we
Yeah.
chose was resource
Resource management.
When your circle hits a milestone on the elimination track, earn back 1 stitch, refresh, or train resource. And we'd taken a train, so we get that one back.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We will see you next Monday.
What about the
To
characters?
see if their rolls get any better because
Damn it.
Dear Lord.
somebody almost died tonight.
Both of us rolled 2 1s.
I know. It was terrifying.
But then Bash came to the rescue with his
With his
unique
dice
dice rolling
rolling
situation.
method. He's a master.
Which is taking your dice like this and going like this.
Good night, everyone. Be safe, be kind, and don't forget,
Sprinkling
play
game.
the game.